start for the Dodgers. The Royals and the Padres also. Lugo against Vasquez in San Diego.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the two teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
Breaking news for the people of Boomtown. With Xfinity Mobile, the Wi-Fi is booming, at home and on the go.
And an upgrade storm's on the way.
That's right. And with Xfinity Mobile Premium Unlimited, you can upgrade your phone when you want, up to 2 times a year.
Now, once customers catch wind of the guaranteed new device discount, it'll be the biggest upgrade storm in history.
Wow. Let's hear from our weatherman on the scene.
How's it looking out there, Rick?
Well, Bill, the Wi-Fi is still booming.
Now through September 30th, existing Xfinity Internet customers can get an unlimited line included for a year. Plus, ask how to get a free 5G phone. Learn more at XfinityMobile.com. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Unlimited line offer requires Xfinity 300 megabit internet or above. Taxes, fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds vary.
This summer, Oracle Park transforms from a baseball diamond into a stage for unforgettable live music. And on Friday, July 19th, the energy hits a whole new level as My Chemical Romance returns to San Francisco for a massive stadium show. Whether you grew up with the Black Parade or just discovered their iconic sound, this is your chance to experience the magic live and in serious style. Imagine watching the show from a private luxury suite with panoramic views of the stage, plush seating, concierge service, and exclusive amenities. It's the perfect setting for a night out with friends, a birthday celebration, or entertaining top clients. Enjoy gourmet catering, skip the lines, and soak in the atmosphere from your own private space, all while singing along to every anthem. But don't wait. Suites are limited and selling fast. Visit oracleparksuites.com to reserve your suite today. Oracle Park. Legendary music, unforgettable experience.
Hey everybody, it's Around the Park, the Krug and Kuip, and today is Game 3 of this 3-game series between the Giants and the Boston Red Sox, and an emotional series, certainly, Kuip, for Rafael Devers, and this whole week is, as you coined it yesterday after the game, that we were doing the wrap, and you said it's been a blur for him. It really has been. He sorted through so many things that he had to do that he didn't normally do, and then it wound up and going into the weekend where he's playing against his former team and his former teammates. That's not a comfortable thing. But you could sense when he first strapped on the Giants uni and took his at-bats, he was not in the comfort zone. And then in yesterday's game, he gets up there and he hits a 2-run homer, the opposite field, 105 miles an hour. And with that one swing of the bat, it changed the perception of everybody who watched him going into his next at-bat. And you said it. We expect him to hit a home run every at-bat now, and that's exactly how we felt. That's how big that home run was. And if we see it, it's the same way as his teammates are feeling. And he's feeling it the same way.
And, not to take anything away from any player that has put on a Giants uniform since Barry Bonds left, the last time we had a feeling about a hitter, this guy's going to hit a home run every time up, was Barry Bonds. And there's been a lot of great hitters since Barry and the home run that Devers hit yesterday. But that's the same feeling. And as far as things getting more normal for Rafi Devers, that'll start on Tuesday. Once the Red Sox plane takes off from SFO, things are going to be a lot better for him because you got the Guardians, the first 3 games here, big show, you got his old team. I mean, seriously, that'll wear you out without even swinging a bat.
I guarantee he's going to sleep good tonight. He really is. Because it does wear you out. There's so many things that you don't even know are going to happen to you until it happens. And I've always believed that the hardest thing in our sport, well, 2 hard things. One, coming back after a long stint on the IL with, not enough time to get yourself ready and then get put back in the lineup. Well, good luck with that. Well, the other thing is getting traded to another team in the middle of a season because you're uprooted, your family's uprooted. You get to where you're going quicker than your family does. You're disoriented. You're living out of a suitcase. Now you got to come into a clubhouse. You don't know anybody. You don't know anybody at the ballpark. It's unsettling. In a game of rhythm, where rhythm is so important, it absolutely destroys your rhythm. And but yet it looks to me like that Devers now is starting to hit closer to the comfort zone when he comes to the ballpark. And I tip my cap to him for being able to find it rather quickly.
So you and Don today and introduced yourself, and I'm sure that he was a perfect gentleman.
He really was. But, I was really kind of in awe of just how soft-spoken and polite he was. Here's a guy who was the centerpiece of the Red Sox lineup, and there's some weight that goes with that. And playing in the town and justifying expectation in Boston's easy, but yet here he was, as soft-spoken and as polite as he could possibly be.
You got 10 seconds. How would you pitch him?
I would right now. I wouldn't.
Would you walk him?
I would not be afraid to walk him.
All right. He's that good, huh?
Well, because I think he's going to hit a home run off me.
All right. Well, good.
If we feel it, the guy on the mound feels it. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm glad he's here.
And that's Around the Park with Krug and Kuip. Enjoy this great game.
Around the Park with Krug and Kuip.
The game is as good as it's ever been, and maybe better.
Has been sponsored by Truett & White Lumber Company, trusted by the pros for over 75 years. Let Truett & White be a one-stop shop for all your building material needs. Visit TruettandWhite.com.
It ends on a flare, and nobody cares.
And by Friedman's Appliance, proudly serving all of Northern California with a wide selection of luxury appliances. Visit them in Pleasant Hill to see the Friedman's difference.
That's Around the Park with Krug and Kuip.
Enjoy the ballgame
on the Giants Radio Network.
Hey, Bay Area, if you've never been to the Presidio of San Francisco, this is my personal invitation to get over there and see what you've been missing. It's not just a national park site with beaches, nature, miles of trails, and the best views of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's also one of my favorite places to bring friends together for bowling at Presidio Bowl or to go for a bike ride towards the bridge. Take in one of the park's free activities from their calendar of events. It's one park with endless possibilities. So what are you waiting for? Plan your visit at presidio.gov.
Hi, I'm Brian Bakhtiari, Executive Manager of Stevens Creek Lincoln. It has often been said that good things come to those that wait. Our construction at Stevens Creek Lincoln is officially underway, and we are building something worth waiting for. When we're done with our construction, Stevens Creek Lincoln will be one of only a few Lincoln Vitrine dealerships in the nation. In the meantime, we have moved a few blocks down Stevens Creek. With pickup and delivery, mobile service, and membership perks that no one else delivers, you owe it to yourself to experience luxury with Stevens Creek Lincoln.
Right now at Stevens Creek Lincoln, take advantage of Lincoln's From America, For America employee pricing event. You pay what we pay on the Nautilus, Corsair, Aviator, and 2024 Navigator models. Hurry in to Stevens Creek Lincoln.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
Of relief, accomplishment, excitement for getting that first home run yesterday?
Well, all the above. One, for getting your first home run with your new team. Two, doing it against your former team. And three, being the big hit of the day that allows us to win 3-2. So a lot of good things for him.
Well, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the Midnight Navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, die hard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies, and I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Red Sox Game Day Live is presented by Plymouth Rock, the official
Sox and the Giants from Oracle Park as the Sox once again go for a series win. They're looking for their fifth straight series victory, And before every game, we have the New England Chevy Dealers question of the day. Together we drive. Listen in for that during the broadcast today. We have already posted it on our X account, which is @SoxBooth. It's a good question today. What do you expect, or who do you expect to be the Red Sox everyday second baseman next year? And Will Fleming and Lou Merloni will have the call today. They will discuss the results on today's broadcast. And here are the options: Marcelo Meyer, Trevor Story, Christian Campbell, and then there is a write-in option, so others. So very interesting question. One we are all asking right now about what this team will look like moving forward at that position. Here is the lock of the game, presented by Interlock Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. And it's a Sunday, end of the week. Why not be a little bit bold? I'm going Trevor Story going deep against Robbie Ray. And he has already hit 4 home runs against Robbie Ray in 43 plate appearances. He hit a noteworthy grand slam against Robbie Ray in his first year in a Red Sox uniform. That was when Robbie Ray was with the Mariners, but he has some really good numbers against him. 273 average, 442 on base percentage, 636 slugging percentage, and as I mentioned before, the 4 bombs and 43 plate appearances. So why not? We'll go a little bit bold. The lock of the game, Trevor Story going deep against Robbie Ray. See if it happens. Time now to get you the Subaru of New England scoreboard update. It's going to be a Subaru summer. Find your 2025 Subaru at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Looking at scores within the division, we already have a couple finals. The Yankees beat the Orioles by a score of 4-2 as the Yankees scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jazz Chisholm hit a go-ahead 2-run double in that frame. So the Yankees end up taking 2 out of 3 against the O's. Meanwhile, Detroit beats Tampa Bay by a score of 9-3. So the Tigers salvaged the series finale there against a red-hot Rays team that came in having won 22 of their last 30 games. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays, they've been playing some really good baseball, 41-35 coming into action today. They entered today 3 games back of the Yankees for the top spot in the American League East. And the Blue Jays, they have a 2-1 lead. It's in the top of the 8th inning. They're taking on the White Sox, although Chicago has bases loaded with 2 outs. And one other noteworthy score to bring you, it is the Mariners against the Cubs. Mariners 5, Cubs 2. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. The reason I want to bring that one up is because big dumper, Cal Raleigh hitting another home run. He's got 31 now this season, which has just been ridiculous, especially for a catcher to be doing this is even more remarkable. What a season for Cal Raleigh as the Mariners look to win the finale against the Cubs in Chicago today. You have been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Big thank you to Zach Coe behind the glass. I'm Joe Weil. Hang tight. The Red Sox are coming up next against the Giants. Will Fleming, Lou Merloni on the call right after this on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can slow
So Rockies is really like where my Major League career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Honus Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2025 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI-FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This is
Say done delivered.
Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field adios.
Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over.
And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers.
Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
And Hideo Nomo has pitched a no-hitter.
Mass Tool, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike three, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Trey Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. CCLCO.com.
Way back! Grand slam!
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. CNS Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone! Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit. where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till it thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Lineups, the pitching matchup, and all of that, about what decisions Alex Cora would make with his lineup against the lefty Robbie Ray. And Lou, I find it very fascinating, the choices that he makes today. You'll hear him talk about the flexibility, the versatility of the roster. I think the lineup he draws up today is very interesting.
Yeah, well, Roman Anthony's a guy that he is going to give opportunities to face lefties. And it has a lot to do with how he's fared the last 2 years in the minors. Marcelo's a guy that I think you'll see in here defensively, probably late in games, but right now you'd like to get him going offensively and gain some, get some confidence there because he hasn't had the success versus lefties that Anthony did. So Ref's in there, Romy's going to be in there. It's Nate Eaton. He's here as like an additional kind of threat off the bench running, but he can hit lefties. He'll be at third base. So it was interesting, going to bed wondering, waking up, seeing what this lineup would look like.
Once again, and for the final time this year, we are looking at one of the great backdrops in all of Major League Baseball as Ramon Vasquez comes to the plate with Bob Melvin to exchange the lineup cards. First things first, the national anthem here this afternoon, brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com. You'll find stable, sustained, skilled trades careers helping bring the next generation of U.S. Navy submarines to life. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
That Alex Cora sort of lumped both Alex Bregman and Masataka Yoshida into the same sentence about when they might come back. The reinforcements are coming to this lineup, and it's not too far away.
Yeah, the Bregman one, right? Like, Mossy sat there and said, well, he's really still rehabbing his shoulder? Who cares? We don't need him to throw. Like, I need him to hit. He was hitting in spring training. He's been hitting all year. I'd expect him back, but every time you talk, it's always like when we get Alex and Massa back, and it's like, Alex, hold on now. They haven't given us a date. But it almost, for me, I was like, hey, you get him back right after the All-Star break, before the deadline, you're feeling pretty good about it. Is there a chance he comes back before the break? That's just a few weeks away.
I would say definitively, yes, there is. I would also definitively say it is time now for the starting lineups.
Let's do it. Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, America's largest injury law firm. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off, the designated hitter will be Rob Refsnyder in right field. Batting second will be Roman Anthony. Romy Gonzalez will be the second baseman. He bats third with Carlos Narvaez batting fourth, doing the catching. Jarren Duran bats fifth, as he does now against lefties. We've seen it now for a few weeks. He'll play left field. Trevor Story bats sixth at shortstop. Abraham Toro is the first baseman batting seventh. Cedar Rafael in center. And Nate Eaton will be the third baseman batting ninth. So we got a rubber match here before we get on our way to Anaheim. The Red Sox currently 3-1 on this road trip, looking to win their fifth straight series. And if they do, they have to go through a tough customer here with Robbie Ray. He is just 8-2, the ERA 2.68, and loves pitching in this ballpark. As we get going here, Rob Refsnyder steps in for the play-by-play as the voice of the Boston Red Sox, Will Fleming.
First pitch to Ref is a strike. That's what Robbie Ray has been doing a whole lot of. Knuckle curveball. He threw a ton of them his last start out. It's a very effective pitch. Refsnyder owns left-handed pitchers. The 0-1 is swung on a missed fastball after that great curveball, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, that fastball was 92. He'll get it up to 94. As you mentioned, slider, changeup, knuckle curve, the fourth most pitch he throws, but threw 25 in that last outing against Kansas City. Huge number for him.
Red Sox usually do hit curveballs well, but it's 0-2 to Refsnyder. The pitch is a high fastball. That did miss up. It is glorious here yet again in San Francisco. It started right on time at 1:05 p.m. 69 beautiful degrees. The 1-2 to Refsnyder is inside. That was the first slider that Ray has thrown, and it's 2-2. Time and temperature brought to you by Hatfield. Better care and better pork. We have been delighted and treated to this weather here by the bay. Refsnyder waiting for Ray, who goes into his wind. The 2-2 is chopped softly to third base. Schmidt has it. He throws to first in time, and Refsnyder is gone to begin the ball game.
You know, the Red Sox have had a successful trip here so far, right? 3-2, we'd said before, 9-game road trip. First three in Seattle, here, and then Anaheim. 5-4 would be nice. Anything above is a bonus. Even though they're 3-2, they've only scored once in the first inning, and it was this guy, the first game in Seattle, solo homer.
That is Roman Anthony who faces Ray. The pitch is a high fastball, ball one. I feel more and more convinced every day we watch Roman, Lou, that he's about to take off. He's 4 for his first 33, but a leadoff double in the ninth inning yesterday afternoon. The 1-0 pitch is high. That's not even close, and it's 2-0.
Well, he's in there against the left. He had 338 with OPS over 900 against lefties in AAA. Now, not big league lefties, But still, that was a huge improvement year to year to year. Last year, too, hitting them well.
2-0. That's a strike. No, it's not. It should have been, but called a ball and a breaking ball, and Roman, more patience, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, a little down. 2-0 patience, I think he was fooled. And it just happened to be 2-0, you're sitting dead red, right?
Take and hope. Here's the 3-0. And that's up and in, ball 4. So Anthony does it again, Lou. I mean, again, he's only 4 for his first 33, but he's walked a bunch. On base, 275. He just looks totally calm in his first trip into the deep end.
Continue to look calmer, too, as we get going. He's a great hitter. I don't think anybody is worried. As a matter of fact, they continue to be impressed with how he goes about his business.
Robbie Ray this year, 8-2 with a 2.68 ERA. Here's Romy Gonzalez. Pinch hit yesterday. The pitch to him is a breaking ball for his strike. It looks like, Lou, whether guessing or not, these Red Sox hitters early are not really seeing the breaking ball out of Ray's hand.
He's come out first pitch curveball to the 2 righties. It's kind of pitch you're not really counting on.
0-1. 1 on, 1 out. Throw to first. That was pretty obvious. Pickoff move there from Ray. It almost got away. Romy comes in batting .304. He's gotten on base at a .343 clip.
Ray's picked 4 guys off at first base, but if you guess right in that first move, be slow to the plate.
0-1 to Romy. Pitch is fouled back, high fastball. So we got Roman at first and Romy at the plate. And Ray on the mound. 1 down, top 1. Red Sox and the Giants just underway. The wind is different today. Yet another spectacular San Francisco day, but blowing more in from right today. 0-2. Pitch to Gonzalez is down. A change-up, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
What Ref and Romy do is really amazing, right? They sit around, and now they've had some at-bats recently because you just played the Yankees. They have 3 lefty starters, but Romy's hitting .366 off of left-handed pitching, OPS over 1,000, and when you face one, he hits third. Ref leads off.
Roman's got a bigger lead now at first. 1-2 to Gonzalez. Long set from Ray, he throws, and a swing and a miss. That was a high fastball, and Gonzalez is gone. Robbie Ray has the most wins among left-handers in the game. He's got 8 of those, and the second lowest slugging percentage allowed, .315 from Robbie Ray. Impressive, and you see why here. Now Carlos Narvaez with 2 down, and Roman Anthony at first base, scoreless in the first. Robbie Ray sets, he throws, and a high drive into left field. That's a base hit, kind of a liner from Narvaez. Anthony will hold at second. Carlos was not going to wait around. He rips a liner into left field, and now the Red Sox have 2 on with 2 out for Jarren Duran.
Yeah, I wonder if he's kind of sitting soft, right? Because that's kind of what he got. A little 82-mile-an-hour curveball again, and that's kind of doing your homework, right? First pitch, get me over curveball to Ref, get me over curveball to Romy. And he tried it again, but Narvaez, that's watching the baseball game, right? Seeing what he's doing.
Very impressive, I think.
Yeah, jumped all over the hanger.
Now Duran a chance against the tough lefty Ray. The pitch to him is a looper foul on the third base side, now to play. Jarren has really shown some signs of turning a corner. He comes in .257. 5 homers, 38 driven in. Line drive power in this series. He checks his swing on a slider that just misses outside, and it's 1-1. And now the throw to second behind Roman Anthony. Got past Ray there, and Roman slides over to third. I thought they were trying to backpick Anthony. He might have just airmailed Robbie Ray right there.
Yeah, they throw the ball back to Ray. Ray missed it. Anthony took off. I saw this play at my son's game this morning at 8 a.m. Didn't think I'd see it in the big leagues.
Shouldn't happen here.
Roman's going back. Bailey one-hops the ball. That was weird. Like Bailey just one-hopped it to Ray, and Ray just casually put his glove down and got by him, and Anthony took off.
1-1 to Duran. At the corners with 2 down. The pitch is a strike. Beautiful fastball. I was looking down to see what Duran had done in this series, and the ball is by the pitcher.
Yeah, that was almost like he went to throw it, and then maybe Ray wasn't looking, so he tried to hold up, and it landed just barely in the dirt. Got by him.
1-2 to Duran. Here's the pitch, and it is lined into the gap in left center field, but over to his left is Elliot Ramos. He dropped the ball! The run scores in Anthony. Over to third is Narvaez. Duran up to second. It is 1-0 Red Sox. I don't know whether he lost it in the sun or what. 2 errors in the inning, and the Red Sox take the lead.
I mean, this was, a soft line drive, but it was slicing to the left fielder, and Ramos got underneath it and just sort of lifted his hands up. I think it was a little bit higher than he thought, so he went to catch it over his head, and that was enough to kind of take his eye off the ball. It hits his glove and just pops out.
So now a chance to really cash it in. Second and third for Trevor Story. 2 down. The pitch is down and in. It's a very interesting matchup between Trevor and Robbie Ray. Story has owned him, although recently, for his last 4, but Trevor 2 homers and 5 walks in 12 plate appearances against this pitcher. The 1-0 is fouled back to the screen. Lou, you've been in these dugouts. These are the moments you need to cash it in.
Yeah. These are the killers right here. Like, you make a mistake defensively, you give up a run, that's one thing. But if you can turn it in, if Trevor can get this hit, get this knock, and turn it into a 3-0 mistake in the first, that would be huge.
1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. High fastball, perfectly located. And it is 1-2. Story, 234, 10 homers, 38 driven in, and he will call time.
2 errors here early on for San Fran. Guessing you got to give the first one to Bailey, right, for bouncing it to the pitcher.
No doubt about that.
Ray didn't really give it much of an effort.
1-2 to Story. Narvaez dancing around at third in foul ground. Here's the pitch. Story pops it foul on the first base side, not a play. Incredible.
It's funny because we've seen Duran do it like 3 or 4 times in the outfield, which is a little bit strange. So never before have I actually waited until I see a guy catch it as I am this year.
1-2. Pitch is ripped down the left field line, but foul. Lou, I wonder, not that it is excusable because it's the big leagues and he needs to make that play, but these flags, this wind is definitely a factor here this afternoon.
Well, it might have added a few. I think he thought he was going to catch this about face high. And as he ran, instead of catching it face high where your head is, he lifted his glove above his head, almost like blindly putting his hand up there, and just that was enough to rattle around his glove.
Story ripped that slider foul. We'll see what he gets here. 23 pitches thrown by Ray. 1-0 Sox, but a huge opportunity for a crooked number here. 1-2. The pitch is swung on and missed. He got him. Fastball in the outside corner. And the inning is over. Red Sox, an unearned run. They take the lead. 1-0. Bottom 1. Giolito takes the mound after this in the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards. Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Nobody. Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair time.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Lucas Giolito to the mound for the Red Sox. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, you'll see Mike Yastrzemski, then Rafi Devers. Sox have an unearned run and a lead. Giolito has been awesome lately. Fires, and Yastrzemski fouls it off on the first base side. It is 0-1. His last 2 starts, 12 shutout innings. He's 3-1 with a 4.73. He's been yin and yang as Giolito, the 0-1, is in there. That's a really good changeup for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, but the last 2 has been fantastic. 6 innings, hasn't given up an earned run. Tampa Bay, Seattle, get a lot of swing and miss on that fastball. It's been sitting around 94 on average, mid-94s.
0-2 to Yaz. His grounded foul. That fastball is the key for him, isn't it, Lou?
Yeah, it is. And we had talked to him after his last outing. I mean, he was sitting kind of 92, 93. And then all of a sudden against Tampa, it came out and he hit 96 and lived at 94.5. And you're like, uh-oh, what happened here? Some power behind it and more strikes.
0-2 is just down and in. Slider. He told us that he made real intentional changes in the bullpen, more tilt, more arm angle, and really found something to change that pitch.
His last outing was fantastic out in Seattle. He had 18 swing and misses, season high.
1-2 is in the dirt. That was a change up, 2-2.
I mean, he was a guy that was getting 6 to 9 swing and misses a game. 25% of the time. He had 43% swing and miss rate against Seattle. That is just off the charts.
Very deep in right field as a high fly that way but foul. Anthony in right, Rafaela in center, Duran in left with Toro at first. Gonzalez, the second baseman. Story at short with Nate Eaton at third base. Narvaez behind the dish. Defensive alignment. Brought to you by the Baldwin Group, insurance, employee benefits, and wealth management. If you can dream it, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible. 2-2 to Yaz. The pitch just down and in. So Giolito, who worked way ahead in this count, now has it full to Yastrzemski. Three and 2. They play him on the dirt to pull with Devers on deck. Giolito throws. And a ground ball back to Lucas. He snares it, walks it halfway, and a little horseshoe flip to first, and there's one away.
I see Nate Eaton over at third base. It's funny, we saw a lot of him in spring training. But I never saw him in the infield.
Nope.
Everything we saw was in the outfield. He's a great athlete. He can run. He's got an absolute cannon. It's an easy arm. And I saw he's kind of playing everywhere in the infield, and he's here today against the lefty at third base.
So here now Devers. He had his first Giants homer yesterday afternoon. One down, bases clear. The pitch to Rafi. Swing and a miss. That is nasty. That's a great changeup, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, you would think that maybe you're putting the slider in your pocket here. But that changeup's got to be away now. It's got to be down and away. You don't want that changeup inner half. He knows what to do with that.
0-1. That's pop foul on the third base side. Rafi saw a bunch of Giolito when he was with the White Sox and the Angels in his career against Lucas. 2 for 11. He does have a homer and 4 strikeouts. 1-0 Sox. One down in the first inning. The pitch to Devers, high fastball. That missed, and it's 1-2.
You're going to live up there. Unless you want to play this changeup and execute it down and away. But four-seamer's up.
And now, time called by Rafi. Trying to get in the head of Giolito. He's just 4 for his first 20 with the Giants, but that one was a huge, big fly yesterday. Wide open stance. Giolito looking over his black glove. He winds the 1-2 pitch. High fastball. That's the place to be against Devers.
Yeah, they know it. That's where they have been attacking with all fastballs, the occasional changeup. Bayo went to that changeup after that home run the next at bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Giolito throws. Rafi swings and misses. He got him with a high fastball, and they're 2 away.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to go. It'll be really interesting because obviously Devers been here a long time. They've seen him hit a long time. And you see the way the Red Sox are attacking him. Now, if I'm another team, I don't know who comes in next for the Giants. I'm watching how the Red Sox are attacking, where and why, and I continue to do it. Who knows them better than this team?
Yeah, the Miami Marlins are here starting on Tuesday. Here is Elliot Ramos, who's looked really good in this series. A fastball from Giolito. Misses outside for ball. One game first strikeout brought to you by Weichert Realtors. Giolito into the wind. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. When you hire a Weichert agent, you can be sure you've got a partner who'll guide you every step of the way. Weichert, dream, move, home. 1-1 to Ramos. 2 down. The Sox lead by a run in the first. The pitch is high with a fastball. I've heard some commentary, seen some articles written about how Devers has got the perfect swing to sear through the wind here to left center field, and part of that might be true. 2-1 from Giolito to Ramos. Here's the pitch, and a high fly foul down the left field line. I would just say, if he stays at Fenway Park, he's much likelier to be a Hall of Famer than he is here.
Yeah, it's a better ballpark for him. Plus seeing that green monster gets him thinking, the right way, and because that's when we all know that's his best, hitting the ball that way.
2-2 is swung on and fouled.
And when you walk here, $3.99 the left center. There's no green monster. Maybe you start thinking pull, right? Thinking pull side, and that's not when he's at his best. So it will be interesting to see how he adjusts to this ballpark. He says he doesn't have to. We'll see.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, bases clear. The pitch is low. Slider, he's thrown a bunch of pitches in this inning, has Giolito. Yeah, look, he can hit balls out anywhere. There's no denying that. He has in his career. There's no left center field that he can't, when he tags one, hit one out. But I do think he'll miss that monster. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A wind in the pitch. High pop-up. Behind third base. Nate Eaton's taking charge. And with the sun blaring in his eyes, he guards his face and makes the play. I like that he took charge there and called Story off. Inning over. 1-0.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Oh, baby, you got what I need as Abraham Toro takes a fastball high and outside. A little Bay Area flavor. Why not?
I don't know. I'm with you.
Toro batting from the right side against Robbie Ray. 1-0 Red Sox as we go to the second inning. As a swing and a miss. Bismarck, he's a big Warriors fan. Always sits courtside there.
A big Game 7 tonight, by the way.
Pacers and Thunder.
Yeah, you can check it out in the plane. I'll be sitting in an airport watching.
1-1. You forgot one word in that sentence. You'll be sitting at an airport bar watching it as the pitch misses low.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, that's the place where the game is going to be on.
I call it a dinner establishment.
2-1 to Toro's popped up behind first base. This is actually a really tough play. It is toward the line and on the run. Very nicely done there by Fitzgerald in the wind. About 15 feet inside the line to make the play, and Toro is out number one.
You talk about the inexperience, right, of this Red Sox lineup and facing Robbie Ray. Toro is tied for the second most at-bats against Ray with 4. I mean, Story, you mentioned it. Bregman's not here. He's tied with Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler has faced him 4 times. So is Walker in the hitting meetings talking to these hitters?
Here's what he's got. Here's Cedon. He skies one into center field. This thing will hold up just in front of the warning track. Jung-Hoo Lee. He's there. That one a little bit off the end of the bat. Cedon frustrated. He just missed that one, and they're 2 away.
I mean, and that's kind of like the life. You look at it like, some of the matchups. Robbie Ray has only faced Bregman, who's not even here. Toro 4 times. Story, obviously, a lot. Refsnyder 3 times, and Walker Buehler 4.
That is unbelievable.
So you sit in a hitter's meeting, and you're like, okay, Trev, what's he got?
Here's Nate Eaton.
Ask Walker.
Nate's got big pull power. The pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher during this year, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. 0-1 to Eaton is ripped on a hop to third. To his backside is the third baseman Schmidt. He throws to first. It's not in time. And Nate Eaton, power and speed. He's aboard with a 2-out hit.
Yeah, he can run. He can run. So he's in the lineup. Hamilton's not, right? So you still got the stolen base threat on the bench. When Hamilton's playing, he's there. This guy can run. We saw him take a bag yesterday. He had 6 down in AAA. Hit lefties 321 down in AAA, and he smoked this ball. Beautiful play by Schmidt, but Eaton just outruns it.
So here now, Refsnyder. I'll tell you what, Lou, we got introduced to Nate Eaton in spring training. I think he's a really useful player. Here's Rob from the right side. Ray throws, and Refsnyder takes a high fastball, ball 1.
I liked him in camp. I liked his swing a lot. It's very simple, very strong, good athlete. He's got a cannon for an arm. He once threw 95 miles an hour on the mound. He came in as a position player and let it eat.
1-0. Eaton let it eat as a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, got a cannon.
I mean, just hit a ton of homers in spring. The BP is very impressive. If you can run and steal a base when a club needs it, can play multiple positions. It's super versatile.
I mean, the injuries came in the infield, right? So Abraham Toro came up from AAA, but like in the offseason, you sign a guy like Toro, you sign a guy like Eaton. Remember, Trace Thompson had a great camp. But the injury was for Toro's position. He comes up, but this kid can play too.
He's got a big lead. The 1-1 is a strike. Now 1-2. Maybe Eaton thinks about it. It's not the end of the world. You said it. Refsnyder kills lefties, and Ray's got sort of that great move, but maybe Eaton's thinking about it here.
Yeah, but so isn't Ray.
Yes. 1-2. The pitch is high with a fastball. 2-2.
See, now when you get to 2-2, you're sort of like, I'm a pitch away from going anyways, right? Do I want to go here, or should I just wait a pitch and see 3-2, I get a free one?
He's off the first base bag. 2-2. Ray looks that way, and Nate going back to the bag as Refsnyder skies one into shallow right center field. Fitzgerald, Lee, and Yastrzemski come together, and it's the right fielder, Yaz, who makes the play, and the inning is over. Red Sox go down in the second, 1-0 after an inning.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Wilmer Flores to lead it off against Lucas Giolito as we go to the bottom of the second inning. by the Bay. The Sox lead the Giants 1-0. Good pitch from Giolito, fastball, and it's quickly 0-1. Herb Chambers batting order, sponsored by Herb Chambers, Lexus of Sharon and Lexus of Hingham. Giolito's 0-1. High drive down the left field line, but foul. He hooked it out of play. A change up, and it's 0-2.
Well, the Red Sox just announced, everybody talked about Richard Fitz being here in San Francisco. Well, they have officially placed Hunter Dobbins on the 15-day IL.
Elbow strain. The 0-2 is a little looper into right field, but very playable out there. Just about 30 feet in front of the warning track for Roman Anthony, and there's one away.
Yeah, right elbow strain. And, we had that game here the other day, and it was 93, 94. This is a guy that was hitting 97, 98. And to be honest with you, the fastball was cutting a little bit, didn't have that true life. And he just didn't look right. He didn't really have anything. He couldn't find the zone. He walked the bases loaded on 13 pitches, right? 1 strike.
Here's Jung-Hoo Lee against Giolito. The pitch. High pop-up behind third base. Long run over for Eaton in foul ground. And Nate has room on the warning track. Nice play. Eaton's been a factor here. And they're 2 away. So you hope with Dobbins it's just sort of a short-term, things are a little tight, hurting a little bit, and nothing bigger than that.
Well, he was throwing the ball well. But we forget what Fitz was doing. Before the whole, hey, you can't rehab, you need to rehab in the big leagues role. And that just didn't work. He looked okay. He looked good, actually, in Milwaukee, but then got absolutely hammered back at home against Anaheim. So now he's up to 80 pitches. He finished his rehab.
Here's Willy Adames, who takes a strike. Was that called a ball? Wow. I mean, that looked like it was right there.
Maybe the Nesson box is off.
Could be.
The TV that we're watching. We missed a ton of them yesterday.
1-0 to Adames. Comes in 2-0-4. He takes a strike. Top of the zone. Meanwhile, Cutter Crawford has paused his rehab. The wrist injury that he's got going is really nagging. I think Red Sox fans should brace themselves for a season without Cutter. 1-1. The pitch is a chopper foul outside of third.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too because we say where would he fit? Well, given where we are, this rotation, and he was nasty out of the bullpen. Like 2 innings, 1 inning, could have been a high leverage guy for you. Have to wait more now. We'll see more time, and you might be right.
1-0 Sox. The pitch is backhanded out of the dirt. A slider from Giolito. And it's 2-2. Yeah, if you pair him with Whitlock and maybe a couple others, you've got monsters in the bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, bases empty. They play him on the dirt to pull. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a great changeup. Giolito is just rolling again. We're through 2 in San Francisco. 1-0 Giants in the Shaws and Star.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you. Did
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Wow. Old school D-backs jersey. This was our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
Red Sox, the third Red Sox lead on an unearned run, 1-0. Robbie Ray into the wind, he throws, and Roman takes a strike on the inside corner. Robbie Ray is a different guy. He's been one of the great left-handers for a while, but this is a guy who in the COVID era lived in a trailer in the woods in Canada. The tightest pants in the game. His 0-1 pitch is a strike to Roman Anthony, 0-2.
Just gonna go hang out in the woods. You think he was wearing like tight pants hanging out in the woods?
I bet he was. Roman does not wear baggy pants himself. He's looked so comfortable. Walked and scored his first time. The 0-2 is very close, but called a ball. His feel for the strike zone is outrageous.
Yeah, see, that's why it's some impressive takes. You know, sees the ball well, laid off a really good slider just off 0-2.
1-2 pitch. He is way outside. That's an easy take, and it's 2-2.
I mean, it's really like it's always been part of the game, but when you have a young hitter that can come up here and control the zone, it's kind of what we saw from Christian in April. He just lost that. That's the superpower, right? Like, got to stay in the zone, lay off the edges.
2-2 to Roman. Is swung on and fouled, and he takes big swings when he wants to. If you're thinking chicken for dinner,
yeah,
think Shaw's and Star Market.
I always do.
Right now, pick up Value Pack Signature Farms chicken drumsticks, thighs or leg quarters, bone in, 97 cents a pound when you use the digital coupon. 2-2 to Anthony. The pitch is swung on and missed. That's a great high fastball, and Anthony is gone. You talk about how it's always been part of the game, Lou. I think younger players these days, as we accelerate their timeline to the major leagues, there's less of that, less feel for the strike zone.
Yeah, not the good ones, though, right? And that's what really kind of separates a lot of them. And you always talk about he's got this, he's got that, but his swing decisions, right? That's when you know you got somebody that's different.
Here's Romy Gonzalez. One down, base is empty. The pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses low for ball one.
Just got to make him work, you know. The first inning was because of that error. He put up 24 pitches, a little quicker inning two, but I want to try to get him out, get the lead like we've talked about, right? Get to the right guys in the bullpen.
1-0. Swing and a miss. He was badly fooled there by a curveball. And it is 1-1. He was selling out for the fastball there. Did not get one. Get you the Subaru of New England scoreboard. It's going to be a Subaru summer. Find your 25 Subaru at SubaruofNewEngland.com. 1-0 Red Sox. One out here in the third. The pitch to Romy. Outside. Another curveball that missed, and it's 2-1.
Ray was fantastic. The month of May, he had 6 starts. He went 4-1 with a 1.38. 3.71 rather ERA this month. Still good.
2-1. Swinging a foul. He's really locating, I think, Lou, that fastball at the extreme top part of the strike zone.
Well, you know, the last outing we threw 25 knuckle curves against Cleveland. Yeah, it's a big up and down curve, 12-6 breaker. So the pitch to play off that's the fastball up. Because the curveball up is the one you want to attack, but now all of a sudden it's 94.
2-2 is strike three called inside. That was off the plate and in. I do think that's a miss by Mike Malinsky, today's home plate umpire. Romy is gone. They're 2 away.
You can't call that pitch in this league. I mean, you can't. That's 5 inches in.
I mean, it had big time run, but still. 2 down, bases empty for Carlos Narvaez. 1-0 Sox. The pitch is a little bit outside. Fastball. Carlos ripped a base hit into left field his first time. Yankees 5.5 games above the Red Sox right now in the AL East. They won again today. They've taken a couple in a row. 1-0 pitch. Carlos takes a strike. Slider at the top of the zone, and it's 1-1. Yankees beat the O's 4-2 today. Cruz got the win. Yankees got 3 in the bottom of the 8th. 1-1. Narvaez waits, Ray throws, and Carlos swings and fouls it off. That was a changeup, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, they're just showing like the schedule for the Red Sox coming out. Remember, they lost 2 out of 3 to Anaheim. Really 2 games, tough games, 1-run ball games. then you say, well, they got the next 15. Yankees twice, Tampa's in there, Seattle, San Fran. That's going to be a real tough stretch for this team.
1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him with a slider, and they've answered the bell so far.
10-4 here at the last game coming up today.
Nice job by Ray. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0. Red Sox lead the Giants in the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
A couple of scoreless. Hasn't given up a runner yet. He's going to face the bottom three. Casey Schmidt, Patrick Bailey, Tyler Fitzgerald for the Giants. Stocks still leading this one 1-0.
Giolito's been outstanding. He's into the line. The pitch to Schmidt is a strike on the outside corner. Fastball 93, sometimes 92. The velo is not there today.
No, it's not. We've seen a 92. First inning, we saw some 94s. I think he got to 95 against Raffy, but he's been kind of living 92, 93.
0-1. He is a little bit outside. How many days in the baseball season do you think the many flags here at Oracle Park are just laying limp? Not many.
No.
Today they're hard in from right field. 1-1. That's down and in. Actually away, a changeup. And it's 2-1. Well, I mean, Giolito may not have his A-plus fastball, but he's making it work so far. Midfield way back on the left side, Eaton and Story. 2-1. Pitch. Ripped into left field. That's a base hit. That was a fastball. 94, but center cut. Hitters count, and Schmidt pays it off.
Yeah, that was middle. We talked about the location, right? But he did get that one up to 94, but Schmidt's been hit.
Including in this series.
Yeah, last 11 games was 1 for 3 last night. About 348 coming into this game since Matt Chapman went on the IL. He started every game over there and swinging it well.
So now, leadoff man aboard here is Patrick Bailey batting left, and he takes changeup low for ball 1. One thing about Giolito, he has had some really rough starts. But he has given Boston something that not all their starters do, and that is length. The 1-0 is a check swing. He definitely went around. Rung up there by Gabe Morales, the third base umpire. How about this? At least 6 innings in 5 of his 9 starts. So important. 1-1. Pitch. High pop-up. Behind third base. Eaton and Story go back. In comes Duran, and they collide and drop the baseball. It's down in left field. Nobody took control. I think that's more on Duran than Eaton. Nate was there to make the play. He's new to this position with this club. It's an error on Eaton, they'll say, and the Giants have 2 on with nobody out.
Well, the infield always goes back until he hears somebody else.
Yep.
I mean, that's the bottom line. So we don't know what the communication was like. Was Duran communicating with him that he had that or not? Instead, he got a collision, it just drops, and that's an out you got to have from one of them out there.
Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. To your point, pop-up priority says it's the left fielder's ball if he wants it and is clear about it. He squares to bunt right back to the mound. Slowly hit. Narvaez throw to first in time. That was outstanding from Carlos Narvaez. Man, that thing was deadened in front of the plate. Carlos came out, picked it up with a bare hand, and a throw to first. So now the Giants play a little small ball. They got him at second and third. Lou, we saw Trevor Story do this earlier in the game. Nate Eaton is new to this thing. He's not played a lot of third base here. Duran right or wrong, just did not yield, and the ball fell in.
Yeah, it's, again, you're not down there, I don't know, but Eaton's going for that ball. He doesn't know if Durant can come get it. If Durant can get it, he's got to call him off.
Here's Mike Yastrzemski, infield in. The pitch is outside. They throw to third, and it's very close, but diving back in was Schmidt. Well, how about this drama right here? Because it's second and third, one out, first base open with Devers on deck. And I think if they get Yastrzemski, they put Devers on.
I don't know. I think they know how to pitch him.
I hope we find out. 1-0. Giolito at the belt. Infield in. The pitch is ripped to first. Caught by Toro. Steps on the bag. And that's a huge second out. That was hard hit, but right at him. And so now it is decision time for the Red Sox. Devers comes up with first base open and second and third. Wow.
There you go. Ramos on deck. Obviously, Devers a more dangerous hitter, but again, Cora feels like they know how to pitch this guy. Now it's about whether you can execute.
Well, that's it. You cannot make a mistake here to him in this spot. At the belt, Giolito throws and Devers swings and fouls it off. A fastball 93 miles an hour. That was not at the top of the zone. It's 0-1.
No, that was the outer half strike that you're lucky to get back.
Yeah.
This has to be elevated a little bit. That changeup down and away, the heater up, inner half.
I would not be pitching to him right here. I wouldn't. Infield is back, 0-1. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Fastball up and in. And it's 0-2. Rafi's smiling about it.
It's a big at bat. I don't think they want to walk him.
In a way, it's a statement, isn't it?
I think they they know how to get him out.
0-2. Giolito takes a deep breath. He throws, and a way high fastball. That's a great play by Narvaez. That thing was almost to the backstop, and it's 1-2. You know what, Lou? I rescind what I said. I think it actually is. We're in our dugout. This is our last time seeing you this year. We're coming right at you. 1-2. Second and third, they lead. Giolito sets. He throws, and a swing and a foul on the third base side. Again, you have to execute, but there is something about making the statement in this spot. Rafi, we know you. We don't fear you.
Yeah.
We're coming at you.
Well, it's also a dangerous game.
Yes, it is.
Because he's a great hitter.
1-2. 1-0 Red Sox in the third. They lead at second and third. Do the Giants. Giolito throws, and a fastball high. And that's the idea, right? I mean, make your pitch. If you walk him, so what?
Yep. Just those last two fastballs up were really non-competitive, right? You're talking eye level, maybe even higher.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Devers waits. Giolito sets. He throws, and Rafi takes a high fastball. I mean, that's the idea. That went way up and out. And it's 3-2.
I think a changeup here is a good pitch.
You do?
I do. Because I think if he sees a ball down, he's going to come out of his shoes thinking it's dead red.
It better be a good one.
Down and away.
3-2. Giolito sets. And time is called. Is that a violation on Giolito? Yes, it is. Wow. They're going to call him for an automatic ball 4.
Okay.
Andrew Bailey's coming out. I got to tell you, in the end, that's just fine.
You got what you wanted with some drama.
Which was cool.
I really wanted to know what this 3-2 pitch was going to be, though.
Well, Narvaez was setting down beneath the zone.
But he can change it quick, right? He can.
Yeah.
And you know what? Narvaez was creeping up as he was winding, so it's going to be another heater up. I just felt like if he got it down, he would have thought, that's my pitch. It came out of his shoes, and that changeup could have got him.
I agree with that 100%.
Just don't leave it in.
If it's a miss, it's in the bay, I think. But I really like the approach there. Yeah. We're not going to automatically put you on.
Well, we'll see here. I mean, the Giants made some mistakes in the first. You got your run, but it was really that Trevor Story, 2 outs. That was the big hit to make it a 3-0 game. See here if the Giants can really cash in on that mistake.
Here is Elliot Ramos, who's looked good. The pitch is a strike. Bottom of the zone fastball, and it's 0-1. Base is loaded in the third. 1-0 Red Sox with 2 outs. Giolito sets. He throws, and a swing and a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. It'll tie the game. They're going to send the runner. Duran's throw from left is cut off. Eaton will not get the runner. Second run comes home. Devers is in a rundown. He is tagged out, but it's a 2-out hit for Ramos, and the Giants go ahead in the third. A mistake, and Ramos pays it off. After 3, 2-1 Giants on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. Be cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you, Tank.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans. And while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table. And once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's
Because
awesome.
to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
The top of the fourth inning, a couple of unearned runs for the Giants, put them ahead. The Red Sox just have not played good defense this weekend at all. 2-1 Giants. Duran digs in, and the pitch to him is fouled off on the third base side.
No, they really haven't. And, we can talk about this starting pitcher run that they went on again, this nice little winning streak that they had, and we can rave about how long they went, and innings, runs. But we were playing great defense behind.
No doubt. 0-1 to Duran, misses outside.
Just not the case. Bayo was fantastic. 6 innings, 1 run earned. But an error allowed 2 more. And here we are, Giolito throwing the ball well. Should be a 1-0 game Sox.
1-1. Duran skies one into the gap in left center field. Way back on it goes Lee, and on the warning track on the run, he's there to make the play. Maybe just a touch off the end of the bat for Duran. It's still carried well. And there's one away. And I just think, Lou, all those things are so related. This team is young. They're not hitting a ton right now. And in that world, you just have to make plays defensively.
Yeah. Again, raving about the pitching, but it was defense. We were watching these games, and there was 2 or 3 plays. You're like, that play needed to be made, and it was. Allowed the pitcher to go 6, allowed the pitcher to go 7, and you're winning low-scoring games. You can't be giving the team 2 runs every night.
Here's Trevor Story, who swings and misses at a slider. And look, here's the reality of today's game. With Ray on the mound, you wondered whether or not Marcelo would be in there. You totally understand the decision, but I firmly believe if it's Meyer at third, it's 1-0 Red Sox. The 0-1 is low because he and Duran maybe a little bit more comfortable, maybe Marcelo more demonstrative over there at third base. You can never predict these things, but I do believe that if Marcelo is at third, that play is made. 1-1 to right-handed hitting Trevor Story. 2-1 Giants lead as a fastball way outside.
Well, like I said, the ball goes in, and the fans see it too. When 2 guys kind of coming together and it could drop, they get loud, and it's hard to hear. This place is packed. It's hard to hear somebody calling you off, and there's just no communication out there.
2-1 is swung on and missed. Third inning was brought to you by Citgo, club you'll want to join. Club Citgo. Download the app now and instantly save 23 cents a gallon On your first fill-up, you played a lot of third base, Lou. I mean, sometimes in a spot like this, is it more about just your arms? I mean, you're just physically making that motion?
You are, but the left fielder's running hard. He doesn't have time to throw his arms, so...
2-2. Yeah, and Duran his whole life been told, if I can come in and get it, I want it, and I'm going to say so. Pitch. Swinging a foul. First base side. Story's at bat in some ways a real turning point in this game. Early, the Red Sox had an unearned run, second and third, and he was retired. Now 2 unearned runs for the Giants. They lead 2-1. Toro on deck, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Story does not look comfortable today against Ray. Fastball blew him away. That was sort of an in-between swing, Lou, and they're 2 down.
Yeah, no conviction, right? And that's kind of like when he's going right, there's conviction to the fastball. I think he's just caught in between. I think this curveball from Ray is causing a lot of that.
The left fielder, not to the third baseman. Again, on Patrick
2 down. Here's Abraham Toro.
in the bottom of the third.
Base is empty. The pitch is a strike. They're going to actually charge the error to Duran on that pop-up. That must mean they went back and it hit Duran's glove more than
I thought we
Eaton's.
saw the replay. Eaton's the one that got a glove on. I don't think Duran even came close to it. He just caused some chaos.
0-1 is a line drive into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit as Toro's at first. So, okay, if that's true, which I agree with, then that must mean that they think Eaton is going to make the catch. It's almost in his glove, and Duran just basically tackles him. Don't you think?
I don't know. I mean, the replay that we saw was Eaton had the ball in his glove, and it came out. I don't know.
It can all be rendered moot if Cedon delivers right here. It's still just the 4th inning. It's 2-1 San Francisco. Almost no lead for Toro. Over at first. Cedon just missed one his first time here. He swings and fouls it off on the third base side. I think Cedon is as confident in the box, Lou, as we've maybe ever seen him in his career.
Yeah, 305 this month. We're talking about June 22nd. We're deep into it. That's second on the team. He's first on the team in slugging, first on the team in OPS this month.
0-1 is a high drive down the right field line. This thing is crushed toward the corner. On the run, Yastrzemski can't get it. He slips on the track. Toro to third. He's going to be waved home. Relay throw, though, is not in time. Toro jumps over the glove. They say he's out of the batter's line. That's absurd. He just jumped over the glove of Bailey, and they say he's out of the line. That's ridiculous. He's called out for abandoning the base path. I thought he avoided the tag over the glove of Bailey. You establish your own line, and the inning comes to a close on a very weird play.
I don't agree with this call. Out of the baseline, the play is at home. We're seeing the replay now. He's coming up. He's established that baseline.
Come
he just
on.
hopped over.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely awful. He just hurdled the glove.
He took one step to his right and jumped. One step, not
terrible.
3.
Lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox.
2-0 from Lucas Giolito to Wilmer Flores. What a bizarre and terrible ending to the top of the 4th pitch. Way high and outside. Giolito bad misses. In real time, I thought it was a horrendous call. The replay, I think it's one of the dumbest calls I've seen this year, Lou. I really do.
Well, the base runner rounding third, he establishes his baseline.
3-0 is a strike at the top of the zone.
So he was rounding third, coming into kind of the edge of the grass towards home plate. This throw took Bailey down the line. He took about a half a step to his right, jumped over the tag, and he called him out of the baseline.
Is a ball. Look, it's a really athletic play by Toro to leap over the glove. He didn't get tagged. You cannot say that is getting out of the base path. Terrible. It's a lead.
He literally took a half step to his right to jump.
That was a really good swing by Rafaela. Should have tied the game instead. Leadoff man aboard with a giant one-run lead as Jung-Hoo Lee stands in and takes a strike on the inside corner.
See, this is where I start getting into, why can't you replay that?
Yep.
Like, why don't we have replay, but only for specific things? Like, why can't you replay that?
0-1 to Lee. Pitch, high pop-up into left field. Duran comes in, Story will yield, and Jaron, in the end, has to hold up and backpedal and make the play. There's one down. I agree with you. I think we replay too many things in sports. The thing about that play that drives me crazy is it's an umpire inventing something. It's not what happened. The guy makes an athletic hurtling leap over the glove. He did not make some wild veer out of the base path. Here's Willie Adames, a right-handed hitter. On one out, the pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
I mean, Cora was out there talking with Malinsky for, Giolito had probably 4 warm-ups already. So he was out there for a while, but it never escalated. It was always calm.
0-1. Pitch is on the ground to third. Nice play by Eaton to second for 1. Over to first. 2. Double play. Beautifully done. 5-4-3. That's really nicely done for a double play. More on that really wild call. We go to the 5th inning. 2-1 Giants lead on the Shaws and Star Market.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Tate Eaton to lead it off in the top of the 5th. 2-1 Giants. This thing has always and already been dramatic as a foul ball just outside of third. 4 strike 1. The Giants made 2 errors in the first inning that gave the Red Sox a run. And then in the third inning, a pop-up dropped in shallow left field. Gave the Giants a couple of runs. And then just a crazy ending to the top of the 4th. Now the top of the 5th sees Eaton dance out of the way of a fastball down in. One thing about this new club that the Red Sox have, Lou, none of these games are boring.
Yeah, that play's still upsetting me.
1-1. You're talking about the call that Toro is out of the base path. 1-1. Ray throws, and Eaton takes a strike in the outside corner. 1-2.
Yeah, but the reality is, given where you are, the last couple of nights you've given up 2 unearned runs. Now, it lost you a game last night. We'll see where this thing unfolds, but you have to tighten it up defensively.
1-2. Fouled off on the first base side.
Just reality, given where you are, offensively. I mean, the first game you gave him a free run early on an error. And then Dobbins he walked 3 straight guys. To me, that's almost giving him a couple more. But you were able offensively to come back. I just don't know if you're a 7-run-a-game type of offense right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Nate Eaton, leading off the top of the 5th. Pitch inside. So time now for the New England Chevy dealers question of the day. Together, let's drive. Who do you expect to be the Sox everyday second baseman next year? Meyer, Story, Campbell, someone else. 2-2. Eaton loops one into shallow left field. Coming on Lee. He can't get it off the end of the bat. And Nate Eaton is really playing a leading role in this game, a leadoff hit here in this top of the 5th.
Get his speed on the bases as well. That's a really interesting question. We talked about it for a while, kind of talked it through. The question I would have is Marcelo facing lefties. Because if he is, he plays short, Story plays second. If he isn't, he plays second, Story plays short. Because I don't think you want Story playing second every day against righties and short every day against lefties and bouncing around and moving around.
Here's Rob Refsnyder, leadoff man aboard. 2-1 Giants. The pitch to Rob fouled off.
That was my conclusion after we talked it through.
You got to say that again. What?
Well, if Marcelo Meyer is going to face lefties and he's going to play every day, you put him at short. And you put Trevor Story at second base, in my opinion.
Yep.
But if he's not going to face lefties and you're going to have Story play short against lefties, I don't think you want Story playing short against lefties and then playing second against righties.
Bouncing him around too much.
It's one spot. Let him get settled.
Refsnyder. Ray sets at the letters. His 72nd pitch is crushed into deep left field. This thing is back at the wall. Gone! Rob Refsnyder gets another lefty. A 2-run homer. And it is 3-2 Red Sox.
Like he's waiting for that hanger. It's been a couple of at-bats going to school trying to figure out what's the pitch I can drive. And this is how he thinks. And a lot of times it's a backdoor slider, right? What pitch can I drive? And Robbie Ray, after watching him battle here tonight, the changeup, slider, fastball's in. It's that hanging, get me over curveball that he's kind of catching you off balance, and he sat on it and smoked it.
Here's Roman Anthony. The pitch to him is a fastball that misses outside. I'm with you on that, on the second base discussion, but we'll cage that for now, given the big swing from Refsnyder. 1-0 is low. I do think that Roman is going to be in there against lefties forever.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, the thing with Roman, he's hit lefties better than righties the last 2 seasons.
2-0 is a strike. He looked like he was kind of taking all the way there, which you can understand. It's now 2-1. I think he's looking to rip right here. If you're in his mind, Lou, what pitch is he thinking about right here?
A little hanging slider.
2-1 is not that. It's a fastball right on the corner. So maybe he was. He takes the fastball, and it's 2-2.
Well, again, you always want to sit fastball. You play everything off the fastball, but Refsnyder's sometimes playing chess against lefties at times. But so he wants to sit fastball, but this slider's the one he's going to kind of lead out over the middle of the plate to drive.
2-2. 2 runs in. Sox lead. The pitch is swung on and missed. A fastball got him. I do think that 2-2 pitch right there, Lou, is really interesting. And an insight into Anthony, and what makes him a little different, because I do think he's playing along with you. He's not worried about getting in a 2-strike count. I think that take on that pitch tells you he was not looking for that.
No, he wasn't. They showed the side view, too. You could see him. He was late on it. He was timing himself up for 88 slider.
7 strikeouts for Ray, but he trails 3-2. Now Romy takes pitch down for ball 1.
That's one thing, too, with Anthony, you've seen, that's twice now the heater up. It's gotten him. This league's going to challenge you up there. You either get up and get it, show you can hit it, or you got to start laying off it.
1-0 is down. I would think that his swing and his career has proven that he can get there, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're too worried about it. As I mentioned, he hit 338 against lefties this year, 316 against them the year before.
2-0. Romy, can he check his swing? No, that was a breaking ball in the dirt. He'll be upset at himself there. That was a slider down in the dirt. He did go around, and it's 2-1.
But Roman in 2023, the year he broke up, really going through all the stages, became one of the great prospects, still hit 219 against lefties. So, you have a box to check off, and he came back and hit 316 the next year.
2-1 is ripped into left field. That thing is crushed. That's at the track. That's at the wall. Goodbye, Romy, my homie. It's another bomb. The Red Sox, 2 bombs in the inning. They lead 4-2.
Well, both he and Ref 0 for 2. Romy had a couple punch-outs. Eventually, they just get him. Like these two guys. This is why they're in there against lefties. That's back-to-back. That's 2 home runs from them, 3 RBIs. Eventually, they just get you, both of them.
They do here, and the Red Sox have doubled up the Giants. Now Carlos Narvaez. What a big answer here for the Red Sox as Carlos swings over the top of a slider. It's interesting, Lou, the Red Sox bench players, they're veterans. Some of their best hitters are righties, which is not ideal because you just don't often see left-handed starters. There are fewer and fewer great left-handed bullpen arms. But I love what Alex Cora told us in the pregame, that he thinks it's going to be less one way or the other. 0-1 is chopped foul on the third base side, and by that he means it's not always going to be we're going to go the left-handed order with all the righties on the bench, or otherwise they're going to mix and match.
I think a lot of that has to do with guys like Yoshida and eventually Bregman, the 2 of them coming back. It changes, the bench, what it looks like.
0-2. Carlos rips one into left center field. This is going to be a double for Carlos. He softly rounds first, cruises into second base. Red Sox are hammering Robbie Ray in the 5th inning. Spencer Bivens is up in the bullpen. You wonder whether Bob Melvin may come get Ray here, although you got Duran coming up. This might be his last hitter right here. The Sox are all over the Giants starter.
84 total pitches right now here for Ray. They made him work in that first inning. Of course, that had to do with a mistake, but boy, there's a ton of loud contact here this inning. That one there, 105 off the bat. Of course, Romy and Refsnyder got him as well. Yeah, this may be it. One more lefty.
We need to go back to the point you made. Refsnyder and Romy against lefties. There are not right-handed hitters in the game who do this, and over again, Lou, they deliver.
Well, there are righties that hammer lefties. Guys like Paul Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge. They're everyday players.
Yes.
There aren't too many guys. I don't think there are any that just play against lefties, that hit with the number and the slug and the OPS that these two guys do coming off the bench a few days a week.
It's unreal. Here's Jaron Duran against Ray. The pitch to him is high in the air into center field to hang up for Lee. About 10 feet in front of the warning track, he makes the play. Narvaez holds at second. That out right there might by Robbie Ray. One more batter. And Trevor Story is going to face Robbie Ray with 2 down. And if you're Trevor, aren't you right now sort of frothing at the mouth, a third look at this left-hander who's given it up right now?
Well, it's third time through. There's some loud contact here now. The only guys he's really got here are the 2 lefties, but the 3 righties he's faced has smoked them.
Trevor, who does have 2 home runs in his career off of Ray, digs in. The pitch to him is swung on a miss. That's been the one that's gotten him in this game, a high fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, he's anxious up there, and he even gave a little gesture with his hand down. You can't tell yourself lay off the heater up, because if you tell yourself you're going to swing it, you got to attack down. That'll lay you off that one.
0-1. 4-2 Red Sox in the 5th. The pitch is swung on a miss. That's nasty. What a combo that is. Fastball up and slider down. By the way, 4th inning was brought to you by Cars for Kids. Easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your old car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. Story, you can understand here why he calls for time. A 2-run homer from Refsnyder. A solo shot from Romy. 0-2. Baez leading at second. Ray sets. He throws, and Trevor pops it up. Back to first base, shallow right field. Over goes Fitzgerald. In comes Yastrzemski. He's there to make the play. And the inning is over. However, Refsnyder and Romy go deep. Couple big flies, and after 4.5, the Red Sox 4, the Giants.
Radio Network.
Red Sox have jumped back ahead of the San Francisco Giants. It's 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Casey Schmidt leads off against Lucas Giolito. Lucas has been really good. He's thrown 56 pitches, a ground ball foul outside of third. And it's 0-1. Code word of the game, Oracle Park. It's a beauty.
That's 2 words.
Right. The code amalgamation of letters.
Hey, cold word of the game. We're going to throw a sentence out there.
Code phrase. 0-1 to Schmidt. Pitch is low. It's been such a wonderful weekend for me for a lot of different reasons. Family, friends, all that. Take all that aside, this is really as good as it gets in big league baseball. We're so spoiled to call Fenway Park home. But for me, this is about my clear number 2. The 1-1 is low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, and obviously for you, personal reasons, right? You lived a part of your life out here. Your brother's here. A lot of connections are here. But this kind of has everything. Like, I love Seattle's ballpark, but it doesn't have the tradition.
That's right. 2-1 misses down and away.
The history, the ball club, everything here is really first class.
Now, we're a little spoiled because you can come here in May and July and August and it's 45 degrees and windy. We've had 3 utterly perfect days. 3-1. Giolito throws and a drive to left field. Is it high enough? It is. Off the top of the wall, Casey Schmidt bounces one into the seats, a solo homer, and it's 4-3.
This kid just keeps hitting. I mean, crushing right now. 15 for his last 39. You know, over the weekend, I think we mentioned it yesterday, he hit a grand slam on Friday against the Dodgers. On Saturday, hit another grand slam, albeit off Kike Hernandez, but still counts. All he's done is hit since Matt Chapman's been on the IL. And he fell behind 3-1.
That's the whole point there, especially to a locked-in hitter like that. Here now, Patrick Bailey, left-handed hitter, strike on the inside corner. As we get to now the midway point of this game, Lou, look, there are 84 more of these things this season. You don't want to put too much in it. The 0-1 is a strike, but it's not only a chance to win 5 straight series. The guy in the third base dugout, Devers, puts a little more emphasis behind this game. I do think the Red Sox are thinking about this game and this series differently. The 0-2 is strike 3 called on the inside corner. In other words, it's one game. No matter what happens, they'll move on. They'll go to Anaheim. But don't you think there's a little more energy behind this one?
How do you ignore it? You can't. I mean, it's... You know, you see Cora in there. Usually he sits there and talks to the local media. Day 1, there was national media. Day 2, there was national media. I mean, it's just... You know, just trying to win a series in a ball game, but you can't avoid it.
Here's Tyler Fitzgerald, right-handed hitter. He lines one into left field, but Duran is over to his left in front of the track. He makes the play. That was smooth by Jaron, and you cannot say that's always been the case in left field, Lou. I think there's something going on this year with Jaron in left field.
Yeah, he hasn't really looked comfortable. And a lot of that could be tied into, like, offensively, he hasn't really gotten comfortable yet, like in the stretch.
Plus, he played a ton of center field last year.
Yeah.
Here's Yaz. Pitch to him is down and in. This is a huge hitter right here for Gila. You just cannot, I don't think, face Devers again as a chance to put the Giants ahead. 2 down, 1 run. Red Sox lead in this bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch is a strike, top of the zone.
Well,
Giolito, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He's been sharper here.
Yeah, 67 pitches, but this is not his A-plus stuff. The
No.
home run was 92.
Yeah.
You know, outer half, and we've seen more 92s than we've seen the last couple starts.
1-1 is ripped into right field. Gone if fair. It is inside the pole. A solo blast for Yastrzemski, and it is 4-4. Inside the pole, off the promenade, and into McCovey Cove. New ball game in the 5th.
Well, again, you mentioned it. You know, where he is right now with this heater, and it's, you know, you don't want to always look at the gun, but the bottom line is that we've seen 95, 96 from him, and the fastball plays. And right now, we've seen a lot of 92s, 93s, and the location has to be spot on, including against this guy here.
That would be Rafi Devers. Tie game, 2 down. The pitch is down and away. Fastball. There are going to be so many more kayaks out in the Cove here beyond the right field wall now that Devers is here.
Yeah, and I think you got to start thinking about getting somebody up. That was supposed to be a fastball letter high, and he spiked it.
Yeah. And the bullpen is fresh after yesterday. 1-0 the pitch. High drive into left center field. Back on it, Cedon on the warning track on the run. He's there to make the play. That might catch Green at Fenway, but not here. Inning over, however. A couple solo shots for the Giants. To the 6th we go, tied at 4. The Shaws and Star Market.
.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a packet or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that they're just the heritage of a card.
Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Abraham Toro leads it off against Spencer Bivens, whose first pitch fastball misses inside. These have been fun, dramatic games in San Francisco. 4-4 the score. Bivens scoreless inning with a couple strikeouts on Friday as Abraham takes a ball. Low, it's 2-0. Not only the emotional backdrop of Devers against his old club, this game now has all these other layers to it. 2-0. Pitch. Toro takes a strike. He was looking all the way there. It's 2-1. Not only do you drop a pop-up that leads to a couple runs, but Toro called out for abandoning the base path, which he definitely did not do. As it is, add it all up, tied at 4. 2-1 the pitch. Abraham chops it toward first. It's backhanded over there by the giant first baseman Flores, who flips to the covering pitcher, Bivens, and there's one away.
Yeah, this sort of has a feel of kind of like game 1, right? Where I feel like you've given them some runs, frustrating, but you came out with the win. Yesterday you weren't so lucky. A mistake defensively cost you a 2-run shot. You lose by a run. That's the ball game. Tonight we'll see where this thing goes, but some frustration here now.
Well, here's Cedon, who swings and fouls it off. Lou, it's been 3 weeks now for Cedon. I really believe for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks he's going to be their best player. He looks so locked in.
He's been their best hitter in the month of June. Pretty much leads the team in almost everything.
0-1.
Including home runs.
Here's the pitch. And it is fouled off. Everything about him. I mean, that was a pitch he'd like to have back, but it's so balanced. The swing just looks ready to take off on every single pitch that comes his way.
Well, he's done a better job of taking a borderline pitch, or even not even just a ball in the dirt. We've seen him swing at it before, pitch 1. Getting a 1-0, getting a 2-1, getting a 2-0, getting a good hitter's counts.
It's 0-2 now with Eaton on deck. One down in the 6th. Pitch is fouled off. Bullpen report brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. So right now, nobody throwing in the Red Sox bullpen, but Giolito sort of wobbled there. You wonder whether they will get somebody going right here. 0-2. Cedon takes the ball. That right there, Lou, is the most impressive thing he's done lately.
Yeah, he's taking some pitches he needs. But I would be thinking about it. I don't care if he's at 70 pitches or not. Giolito, it's third time through, and the stuff isn't the same as the last two, and that's can be expected.
1-2 to Cedon, fouled off. Kind of a one-handed swing there. That was a sinking fastball at 97. Cedon got a piece to stay alive. Four to 4 in the 6th. The pitch. Swinging a high fly down the left field line. It is gone if it's fair. It is back, and it is gone! Cedon! Say goodbye. A solo homer, and it is 5-4 Red Sox.
He is locked in. I mean, he's locked in. I mean, this has been a show the month of June for Cedon. You mentioned he got to 0-2, but they were good swings. They were strikes. He laid off a couple of pitches just off the plate, and we've seen it before. If you hang it, he crushes it.
That was one of the best at-bats of his career. I'm not exaggerating. He just looked so balanced at all times. The Red Sox punch back as Nate Eaton takes a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. I just thought you could see it. The whole time he knew everything that was coming.
He's on everything. We talk about sometimes your hitters are in between. Like Stories looked a little in between today with the fastball and the curveballs. Stories, Cedon rather, has been on time on everything.
1-1 to Eaton. Pitch to him is outside.
He fought off a nasty sinker. Like just fought it off, a little foul ball.
That one-handed swing.
Laid off a slider just off the plate. And every pitch you fight off, like every tough pitch you fight off, it buys you another opportunity for the pitcher to make a mistake. And that's what he did. Bivens made a mistake with this slider, and he smoked it.
1-2 to Eaton after his slider clipped the outside corner. Pitch. Nate takes strike 3. He was looking for something else there. That's a center-cut fastball. And they're 2 away for Rob Refsnyder. We talked to Alex Cora about this before the game. We're entering a world, Lou. There might and probably will be more peaks and valleys and struggles, but I think the global view of what Cedon can be as a player for this organization is changing day by day. How great a player he can be. Here's Refsnyder, who takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
That's what defense allows you to do, too. Like, talked before, like a prospect comes up and he's a bat-first guy. I kind of like Campbell. Well, if he's not swinging, he's not helping me out defensively.
0-1 to Rob. Chopper toward third, backhanded there by Schmidt. Long throw to first in time on the money. And the inning is over. More on Cedon, his glove, his bat, and his brilliance right now. It is 5
Then next day I gotta eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos.
Well, we go to the 7th inning. Red Sox lead the Giants 5-4. Roman Anthony against the new left-hander Eric Miller, who was so good a couple nights ago. The pitch to Roman is a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, this lefty looked good the other night. 97 with the fastball. He's got a little slider for lefties, change for righties.
0-1 to Roman. His little comebacker softly hit off the hands. Miller gloves and throws to first in time. Anthony is gone. I thought that was a really impressive 6th inning, Lou, from Lucas Giolito.
Yeah, it was, and it was an impressive outing. 6 innings, only 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned. And he didn't have the 94 to 96 like we've seen the last 2 outings where he hasn't given up a run, an earned run, I should say. But he battled, and that last inning without the fastball, 91-92 he located some sliders, threw a nice curveball, good changeup, and able to get 1, 2, 3 and move on and give you 6.
Here's Romy, who takes a strike on the outside corner. He's got the Nike high-top spikes on today. That's a common look for him. He swings over the top of a changeup there, and it's 0-2. I think these are the ones he wears with the old City Connects. The
blue?
Yeah, these are like the baby blues. He's got the shades on, the 0-2. Low. His legs they make me look like I'm an infant.
Strong guy. He is a strong guy.
He launched last time, the 1-2. He is high, fastball 2-2.
And he runs, too. When you remember last year when we first saw him, you know Duran's running, Hamilton's running. Then you start watching him, and you're like, wait a minute. And he's right up there with some speeds on those two.
2-2 is low. I think the thing you've been saying the last couple of days, Lou, is really starting to hit home with me, and that is there's no top of the order, there's no bottom of the order. Thunder can come from everywhere.
Yeah, this team right now doesn't have a top of the order. They don't have a bottom of the order either.
3-2 to Romy. The pitch is fouled off on the first base side.
That's for others to debate whether that's a good thing. If you had a Bregman back in the lineup or when Devers was here, you're like, okay, there's the meat of the order. Like there's no meat, but it's 9 guys that can start rallies and do some things.
3-2. Pitch is a check swing. Did he go? No. That's a walk for Romy. A fastball that missed outside. And he's aboard with 1 out in the 7th. This 7th inning is brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers.
We'll see if they get him going or not running. Talk about his speed. The fascinating thing with him is how fast he is without actually bending his knees. He kind of almost runs straight leg, doesn't he, sometimes?
Like he's on a frozen pond.
He's swimming.
1 on, 1 out. Carlos swings and fouls it off. I'll tell you what, I think Carlos Narvaez, Wong played yesterday. Isn't it amazing? You give these catchers 1 day off. He looks like a new man.
Yeah, because he started to look tired. He did, and they got to keep an eye on that.
1 on, 1 out, 5-4 Sox. The pitch. Carlos takes a ball.
Catching a lot. It takes a lot out of you. Remember the first night here, he didn't look right at all.
No.
Defensively, he didn't look right at all. So you got to give him some rest to kind of keep him going.
Tanika Burrell, one of the great engineers in the game, tells us Greg Weissert is warming in the bullpen. Throw over to first. Romy dances back to the bag. I'll tell you what, the swings that Narvaez has had make me feel a little bit like I did about Cedon last time. He looks totally balanced and a good spot to do damage right here. 1-1. Romy's got a huge lead at first. The pitch is way high and outside, and it is 2-1. Narvaez in this game ripped a hit his first time into left field, struck out, and then doubled into left on that ridiculous call on Abraham Toro at the plate. 2-1. The pitch is way outside. It looks to me like Romy thought Miller mixed it up there because he was leaning back to the first base bag. Now 3-1. What do you think for Gonzalez at first?
I think you let him swing. You don't want him to pick the right fastball and just wait maybe 3-2 you can go.
3 balls and a strike. Here it is. Narvaez pops it up into center field. Coming on is Lee. Out goes the second baseman Fitzgerald, and Jung-Hoo Lee in center makes the play. Narvaez missed that one, and they're 2 away. Now Jarren Duran. It is amazing how it's not as true with the lefty Miller on the mound, but the depth that Duran can give you in the 5-hole from the left side. 2 down, runner at first. Miller throws, and Duran swings and misses. Fastball in on the hands.
We just got to figure out against lefties. 0 for 3 in this one. Came into the game hitting .228. OPS under 600.
0-1. Swing and a miss. That was a bad one. Slider, and it's 0-2. He's not the same hitter right now.
No. The lefties are making it hard on him. You're not crushing righties like he did last year. I mean, last year, you only hit .250. OPS was under 700, 6-something.
Here's
but he crushed lefties.
I think you might send Romy here because you might get a righty in the next inning and have Duran lead off.
You'd probably keep Miller in, wouldn't you, for one hitter?
Yeah, maybe so.
But still,
0-2. 5-4 Sox. Romy leading at first. He thought about it. He got picked off, did Gonzalez. Throw to first. Romy dancing around. He's tagged out. And the inning is over. Stretch time in San Francisco. 5-4 Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
As the old saying goes,
At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Just like our hometown legends of the Diamond, Herb Chambers has been hitting it out of the park for decades with legendary customer service. With over 35 brands and so many locations, Herb Chambers offers the largest inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs in New England. You can always count on getting the lowest prices and best value. And at Herb Chambers, you always get more for your trade. Come see for yourself and experience our legendary customer service today. Herb Chambers. We don't sell cars, we help people buy them.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 7th. Greg Weissert is in to pitch for the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be Adames, Schmidt, and Bailey for the Giants. Weissert making his 38th appearance. That leads the Red Sox.
I appreciate that, Lou. A lot going on for me as Willie Adames takes a ball. I was just over there getting my aloe for my face after the Seattle fishing debacle. And then I ran into Buster Posey in the hallway behind us. He was not in good spirits, which we like here today. The 1-0 pitch is way outside.
Did you ask him about the play at the plate?
I did. Said not an out, but that's okay. I think it's really cool what the Giants did. I mean, Buster's one of their all-time great players. He really is. 2-0. Pitch is ripped to third, into the outfield, a base hit. So Adames is aboard as the tying run here in this bottom of the 7th inning. I mean, Posey, people talk about Lincecum and Kane and Bumgarner with reason. I mean, they had some of the great pitching, but Buster was the core piece of that team. They picked him, I think, 5th overall out of Florida State, and he changed everything here. And I really like, Lou, that they brought him in here to sort of change and reverse course, to bring a ball player back in with a great savvy sense of how to run this club. Here's Casey Schmidt, right-handed hitter. The pitch to him is a strike from Weissert, 0-1.
Yeah, no, it's nice, right, to see the former player come in here and kind of run it a certain way. I'm sure he's very analytical as well, but there's a balance.
0-1 to Schmidt, who's 2 for 2 with a homer. Pitch is swung on a miss. Great slider. This is a big, big inning for Greg Weissert.
Yeah, that's a big at-bat, too. This kid has done nothing but hit. Well, Adames, who hasn't been hitting lately, to start this thing off with a beautiful slider down and away from Weissert.
0-2. Claim to pull, sort of double play depth for the Red Sox. Throw to the first. I think you would be a great GM, Lou.
Oh, you think so?
Would you ever be interested in doing that?
I don't think I'm smart enough.
I disagree wholeheartedly. 5-4 Red Sox in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2. Tying run aboard. Weissert sets with that closed stance. The pitch is lined into right field. Back into his left goes Anthony, and it is in play. A fair ball hits off the netting for a double. Anthony throws back into the infield, and that is unlucky for the Red Sox. That thing had eyes, and the Giants have the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
Again, this kid Schmidt, he hit a home run earlier. He's been barreling everything. Not this time. Kind of insides out, a little soft. Line drive, fly ball down the right field line, lands just on the line for a double. And now you've got some trouble here with nobody out. Looks like the Red Sox are probably going to bring the infield in. I know a lot of people don't like this play, but this, to me, is still the right play. That's kind of old school. I've gotten over it. Have to get some numbers thrown in front of your face. You bring the infield in.
Totally, especially with a guy like Bailey. Weissert is ready. He throws, and a check swing and a breaking ball down and in. You got a pinch hitter out on deck. No, it is Fitzgerald still. I mean, if it's Devers right here, maybe not with the infield in, but this is Patrick Bailey.
The blooper over the infield head hurts you, but
the game this has been. 1-0. The pitch is a line drive in a left field foul. Wow, that thing looked like it was going to give the Giants the lead. What was it, foul by 18 inches? And it's 1-1.
Soft line drive. The point is like you get the infield back, and then there's just a routine ground ball to second or short, and it scores the tying run. And you're like, why aren't we bringing the infield in to take away? Why are we giving them the tie? And I know it's risky to bloop tick and put the winning run in, but this is where analytics, to me, can help, because the numbers tell you it's going to work out more. Just don't give up that easy run. Thinking chicken for dinner? Well, think Shaw's and Star Market. Right now, you can pick up Value Pack Signature Farms chicken drumsticks, thighs, or leg quarters bone-in, just 97 cents a pound. When you use the digital coupon, you're limited to 2, short on time, or order pickup or delivery. Shaw's and Star Market, official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
These next two hitters are just so important. You got Justin Wilson up in the pen. Weissert will face this hitter and presumably Fitzgerald. And then you got Yaz and Devers waiting. Nobody out, second and third. The 1-1 pitch. That is a ball. Very close. I do think that missed inside. And it is 2-1. In so many ways right now, Lou, Patrick Bailey is the key hitter of this whole game. Infield in. 2-1. The pitch is outside. Change up, and it's 3-1.
Payne with that fastball in at four-seamer 95. Let him hear it a little bit in. Played that changeup away off of him. Just didn't execute it.
Need a strike here. 3-1. Pitch. Swinging a chopper back to Weissert. He looks to third, then throws to first in time. Beautiful pitch. Great job there by Greg. And an enormous first out in this 7th inning.
Yeah, he got Adames. Got a little frisky. I mean, this came back to him. If Weissert had caught this ball immediately thrown to third, he would have been out.
Yep.
But he did the right thing. At that point when he paused, he wasn't going to get him. He just took the out at first base.
So now here is Tyler Fitzgerald, right-handed hitter. Infield remains in. Weissert sets. He throws. And a squeeze play back in front of the plate. Narvaez will not have a play. Throws to first. The game is tied. A safety squeeze, and it's 5-5.
Tough play to defend. It is such a tough play to defend when it's executed. He bunted it far enough away, but close enough to Narvaez to where he had to play this. If he bunted it hard and Weissert could come and charge this thing, he might have had to play at the plate. But the minute it was just outside the circle, Narvaez has to come and get this, and he did the right thing. He got the out at first base.
No doubt about that. Greg Weissert is done. Justin Wilson has come on for Yastrzemski and Devers. Red Sox and the Giants are tied at 5. And now, with a runner at third base, and Casey Schmidt, Justin Wilson to face Mike Yastrzemski. The 2 down. Wilson has had a fabulous year, and this is just an enormous spot right here. The pitch is a high fastball. And that is ball 1. Not only because the tying run, the go-ahead run, I should say, is at third, but Rafi Devers is on deck. 5-5 the score is Yaz, I think, called for time. No, Mike Malinsky pats himself on the chest and says, I needed a little time. He also needed to have his mind right when he called Abraham Toro out for leaping over Patrick Bailey. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Wilson's done such a good job. We were talking about the other day, the fastball slider combo that he's really relied on lately is getting a ton of swing and miss. You don't see too many 94-mile-an-hour heaters with a 38% whiff rate. Good spin, good late, good life.
1-1, strike again on the outside corner. I think it's really cool, these teams that embrace the small game safety squeeze to tie the game in this 7th inning.
Yeah, if executed, it's almost impossible to defend. And Narvaez I'm impressed by it because I've said many times this year, what you want to do and what you should do are two different things. What you want to do is catch this ball, dive back to the plate, and he's going to be safe, and it's first and third, 1 out. What you should do is just get the out at first to tie ball game with a couple innings to go.
1-2, huge pitch coming here. Wilson sets, he throws, and a slider misses outside. I completely agree with that, Lou. Your instincts might say, hey, let's try to stay ahead. He had no chance to get the out at the plate. And now 2 more pitches to get Yaz with Devers on deck. Wilson sets. He throws, and a fastball fouled back. That was up enough, and Andy Yastrzemski. It stays 2-2. I'm starting to agree with everybody in the first base dugout. I've had enough of looking down at Devers in the deck circle and feeling that stress. 2-2. Here's the pitch. And it is swung on and fouled on the first base side. That was a big rip by Yaz. It's one thing to look down and see Judge, who's been a Yankee forever, or Ohtani, any of the other greats. To see your former player and teammate, it's just too much.
Well, hopefully one more at bat.
2-2. They set up away. The pitch is a liner to second. Off the glove of Romy and to right field. Another error, another unearned run, and the Giants lead 6-5. The Red Sox in this series have been awful defensively. It bites them again, and the Giants go ahead.
This was a little slider that Yaz reaches out for, and he barrels it, and it's like a hooking line drive. We had a perfect angle of it. And you could tell Romy didn't quite see it off the bat, but he got his glove up, and because it was hooking, it was kind of hooking away from his left, and he just didn't get the glove up enough off the top of his glove and trickled behind him.
So here now Devers against Wilson. Giants lead. The pitch is popped straight back, and Valley took an enormous rip. I hear what you just said, Lou, but it's the major leagues. That ball has to be caught, doesn't it?
Oh, no, I'm just 100%. And you're absolutely right. The defense has fallen apart here the last couple of games out in San Fran.
0-1 to Devers. You hold your breath here. The pitch is inside. They throw behind the runner at first, but Yastrzemski dives back in. I just think, as Zach Kelly is now up in the bullpen, Lou, I'd like to talk to Hamilton and Romy. Is something going on over here with the sun and this third base line? That's so many plays not made at second in this series. 1-1. The pitch is ripped into right field. That's a base hit. Little top spinning line drive. Yastrzemski will hold at second. I think in some ways Wilson's lucky that was just a base hit. So now 2 on, 2 out for Elliot Ramos.
Well, Wilson's got to stay on here to face this guy, right? Came in to face the 2 lefties. Bailey's going to go have a little chat with him. Yeah, it's just, again, you're sitting here 6-5. What should this game be?
What do you think, 5-1?
5-1. 5-2, and then yesterday, you gave him 2 unearned runs last night and a 1-run loss. That little stretch you had when you won those games in a row, 7 of 8, and you're still obviously playing well, as far as record-wise. But I would say here in San Francisco, you have not played well defensively. Could be the difference of you losing a series instead of winning one, maybe even sweeping one.
So now with 2 on and 2 out, trailing by a run, here's Elliot Ramos, who had the 2-run hit in the 3rd inning. That was a 2-out big swing. Pitch to him, swing and a miss. This guy's trying to go deep almost every time, and it's 0-1.
Sure is. It's a big hitter right here for Wilson. You got to keep it here. You just got a couple innings to go. It's been sloppy already. You've committed a couple of errors, giving them a few runs.
This is his last hitter no matter what. 0-1 pitch is a high drive into right field. This is huge trouble, and it's going to score a couple. It's off the wall. Anthony picks it up off the track. Coming home, Yaz. Devers behind him. Relay throw not made. 2-run double. 8-5 Giants. An utter disaster of a bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah. And that's going to do it for Wilson. Should still have the lead. Or at least be tied, rather.
The error at second just kills the Red Sox as Alex Cora comes out, takes the ball from Wilson. And, Lou, the hard part about this is...
By the way, this throw in from Roman, I don't know what he was doing with it. He just lobs it in.
Got a chance at home, you think?
Lobs it in to Romy Gonzalez, and you got Devers on first trying to score.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Everyday players on the right side of the infield, and it is killing them. Here's Wilmer Flores, a 4-run bottom of the 7th inning for the Giants. And by the way, unearned damage has put the Giants ahead by 3. Here's the pitch to Wilmer, and it's a strike on the outside corner.
It's a bad feeling, too. Lonely. You said, Romy, not much time at second base at all, but it's a tie ball game. You miss it, and then the next guy hits a double, and you look up, and you're down 3.
0-1 pitch is a foul ball. Flores tried to stop his swing, could not, and it's 0-2. This game's been crazy. This series has been crazy.
Sloppy.
Yeah.
Sloppy. Haven't played like this really since the Angels when you lost 2 out of 3. A couple one-run games. Sloppy.
0-2. Kelly looks to second. He throws. High drive down the left field line. Gone if fair. It is way back, and it is out of here, isn't it? No, foul. Wow. I thought that hit inside the pole off the screen, didn't you? Wow.
So it kind of hit a netting.
Wow.
I thought that was in fair territory myself, but obviously no arguing. Our angle's a little bit different.
Oh, yeah, it was way
that
foul.
Deceiving.
That's crazy. We're way down the third base line here. I thought that thing hit inside the pole. Wow. In fact, not only was it not fair, it was, 20 feet shy of the foul pole. 0-2. Kelly is at the belt. 8-5 Giants. Pitch. Low. The trouble here, Lou, is that you're trying to start this new thing culturally and all that stuff with Devers gone, and your young players have absolutely delivered. Big swing from Cedon, Romy, and Refsnyder homered, and the defense has just erased all that. 1-2 is fouled down the right field side and out of play. Stays 1-2. I mean, the hitters have done their job in this game.
Yeah, no question. I mean, 5 runs you're taking, it should be taken care of. You got 7 the first night.
I'm sorry, Lou. The plays that have not been made are easy, routine major league plays. It's a pop-up into shallow left field and a little looping line drive to second. 1-2. The pitch is low. Narvaez couldn't quite handle it, but it didn't go too far past him. 2-2. It's just been the bane of this team's existence this year. Regular, everyday major league defensive plays have not been made, and it's crushed them. 2-2. Pitch. Chopper foul on the third base side. We said it for a lot of days in late May into June as they weren't hitting, they weren't pitching. They should be 5, 6, 7 games above 500 if they're not losing these one-run games because of the defense and maybe sometimes the bullpen. 2-2. pop up into right field. Anthony back now in. He's there to make the play. That'll end a disastrous bottom of the 7th inning in which 4 runs score for the Giants. 8-5 San Francisco. To the 8th we go on the shot.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
The elite relievers. You give up 5 unearned runs in the game. You trail by 3. And now you're looking down the barrel at Rogers and Doval and a series loss.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 162 games. There are some games that you just deserve to lose.
Yep.
And when you give up 5 unearned runs, you don't win in this league.
Pitch to Duran is ripped into right field. That's a base hit. Might be 2. Duran is going to spin around first, head for second. Yastrzemski's throw is not in time, and he went through the bag, and he's out. Duran had a double, and he slid through the bag. He is telling the Red Sox dugout to challenge. He think he kept his hand on the bag.
And he's not moving off second base either. You knew he was going to challenge this, at least go for this double. It's a nice play by Yastrzemski to catch it and quick throw right on the bag. He beats it easily.
They will challenge, and I think he's going to be out.
Well, the question is, he definitely goes back.
Challenging the out call at second base.
He goes past the bag. There's no question. But then there's a reach for it again. I think he's saying he got to it as he was being tagged. We'll have to see.
And, of course, the bigger question, Lou, on a day the Red Sox have made a mess of everything, why is he even trying it? You're down 3 runs. I know it's in his DNA. We'll wait for the replay and the review. He is convinced that he got back in there. I think he did. I actually do think the fingertips touched the bag.
Yeah, I think he kind of slid his fingers along the dirt and got his fingers back to that bag as he got tagged.
He's safe. He's safe. He absolutely is. And if they don't overturn this, Lou, it's absurd. Don't you think? The finger touches the bag before the glove gets on it. Safe. Now, it's called out.
It's close. It's really close. And again, the call on the field.
Out.
Yeah, the call on the field is out. It is really close. I don't have a problem him going for it because he got it easily. Like he was in there easily. He just slid way past the bag.
That's unbelievable. I do think he's safe, but I also think because they called him out, can they ever know definitively that the fingernail is on the bag before the tag?
I think you can see the hand. Right now it's like, is the hand on it? But when he tags him, you could see that the hand was actually on the base.
I thought he was safe. This would be, I'll say this. I thought, here we go. Here's the call.
After review, the call stands. The runner's out. Boston loses the challenge.
Wow.
I was going to say it would be a really gutsy overturn. I understand how you got to have definitive evidence.
He's going to get tossed.
And he should. I think he probably said that is BS. And now look out. Good job by Kyle Hudson. And Duran is boiling over. Alex Cora, Kyle Hudson, all out on the field. And Duran, of course, who's got a history of some of these moments, sort of boiled over there.
You just want to get him in the dugout, right?
Yep. And now Cora's been thrown to. And you understand he's pointing to third base, he's pointing to first, he's pointing to the plate saying we've just not gotten any calls. I think when he points to home, he's talking about the blown call when Toro jumps over Bailey.
Yep.
And I can understand a lot of this frustration. However, Duran probably said the magic words coming back to the dugout.
Well, you just can't listen. It's a replay. Again, these officials, all right, they don't break the challenge. I mean, they don't make the decision. It goes back to New York. His complaint, and I think the only complaint he would have had was if he had called him safe and they challenged it, he would have remained safe.
Are you ready for me to get into the weeds about magic words here? Because I think it's one thing if the umpire ejects somebody for saying F you. Duran said F that, which I don't think should be ejectionable. I really don't.
No.
F that? He's just saying I was safe. I don't think that's personal. Here's Trevor's Story with one down. Pitch is fouled off. I know that might be too in the weeds, but don't you think F that is different than F you?
I just, anytime you question a challenged play
with a four-letter word,
you're going to get thrown out. And you kind of had the feeling, given the frustration you've seen from him last couple of games, that if they reversed his call, he's going to have words.
0-1 is fouled off on the first base side. It's crazy how emotionally charged this series is. Think about, the game one where Andrew Bailey and Alex Cora screaming at the home plate umpire with reason. You don't want to make it too much about the umpires. It's hard to do, but I do think there have been some moments in this series that they have totally blown, and I think they've boiled over for the Red Sox. 0-2 to Story. The pitch is a chopper over the head of Rogers. He gloves, stands, and throws to first, and it is just in time. They got him.
Can't challenge.
They lost their challenge on the play at second base, and they're two down. Again, this is not to say that this series has been decided by the umpires, but I think I'm on very solid ground, Lou, saying that more calls that are 50-50 have gone against the Red Sox than not in these 3 days.
Well, this is also one of those plays that I think if you had your challenge, you're going to challenge it and he's going to be safe.
Really?
So that play at second becomes a big one. Here's the thing. The umpires, you can say what you want. The Red Sox have played poorly.
Yes, no doubt.
They have played poorly. They will deserve to lose 2 out of 3 because defensively you can't play like this. You can't give up 8 unearned runs in a 3-game series.
Here's Abraham Toro, takes strike one.
And expect to win. 2 last night in a 1-run game. You've given up 5 unearned runs in a game you're trailing 8-5. 5.
On 1 to Toro. Pitch. He is low. Rogers comes to the belt, he throws, and Toro rips one up the middle into center field, a base hit. I mean, the Red Sox could have the bases loaded with nobody out or a run in with nobody out, but instead, Duran slid through the bag. Story called out after a challenge. So Toro's aboard with 2 down. And here's their hottest hitter, Ceddanne Rafaela. I completely understand how the call went the way that it did with Duran at second because the initial call was out, but he was safe. We saw definitive evidence that the hand was on the bag. Here's Rafaela, who takes a pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah. It's a combination of everything. Again, I have a hard time talking umpires when you've played like this defensively.
I agree with that. 1-0. Pitch is a strike. Beauty on the outside corner. It's 1-1. but things can be true at the same time, Lou.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, they've been bad.
They've handed this game away. However, the umpires have not been good. 1-1 is a pop-up foul on the first base side out of play.
No, I mean, I don't think Alex got his money's worth that he wanted. He wanted Malinsky.
Yeah.
Because as he was walking off the field, he's screaming at him for, because the play at the plate, Toro, they've now seen it enough. When it happens, he had a nice, calm conversation. You go back and look at it again, and he's probably blown away that he called him out of the baseline. All he did was take a half step to his right and jump.
1-2 to Ceddanne Rafaela. Pitch is fouled off. That's a pretty good job there by Ceddanne to stay alive. He was totally fooled there. Toro at first base.
Again, Rogers.
1-2.
He's only 83, but he's throwing it off the dirt, right? Talk about submarine. You don't see it much. It's tough to pick up, so 83 seems like a lot. And then he comes with this little wiffle ball slider down there as well.
1-2. Pitch is swung on a miss. That's just devastating from Rogers. And the inning is over. Hard to imagine a more frustrating and...
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Odyssey app. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Zach Kelly remains in the game as we go to the bottom of the eighth. Jung-Hoo Lee takes a strike on the inside corner. Marcelo Meyer is in at third. Nate Eaton moves into left field. What a crazy few days it's been here in San Francisco. 0-1 to Lee. Pitch misses in. You're right, Duran probably shouldn't say what he said, no matter whether the context or the direction of that word is toward the umpire or not. 1-1. High fly into deep left center field. Over to his left is Eaton, and the center fielder, Rafaela drifts to his right to make the play. There's one way. I just have some empathy, Lou, today. Duran needs to get better at controlling his emotions in big moments. But this thing has been turbocharged. I do not think the umpires have done the Red Sox any favors at all.
No.
And so I can understand how the players and the manager are a little frustrated. I can. Here's Willy Adames with one down and the base is empty. Pitch is fouled off.
Yeah, I just think with Jaron, 0-for-4 last night, he's coming into this at-bat. 0 for 3. He had that play in left field where he and Eaton kind of miscommunicated, kind of ran into each other, dropped another unearned run. He was kind of building with him, and I don't mind him going for 2 even down because it's...
The one is drilled to left field, way back and way, way gone. Willy Adames launches off Zach Kelly, and it is 9-5 Giants.
Sweeper. This kid's got so much power in his fastball. And I feel like whether he's doing it, they're calling it, whatever. He spins the ball too much. Too much with what he has. Too much.
Completely agree. Here's Casey Schmidt, who's had a huge weekend against the Red Sox. Pitch. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Over to his left, Anthony, and Schmidt will hold it first. I just want to say I hear what you're saying because Duran was pretty easily safe on the head-first slide, and that's his DNA. But that really hurts you, though. I mean, a leadoff hit, you're down 3. You got to be on base.
I mean, he slid past the bag.
Yeah. So I guess I would say if it's that close, kind of, that you got to be that fast and slide in that hard in a 3-run game.
The only thing is, like, if he is safe, there's energy off of that.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like he's trying to energize a dugout that's down 3.
So 9-5 Giants. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Patrick Bailey, the hitter. Pitch is swung on and fouled. How crazy is this series? Devers in the other dugout. Emotionally charged games, all 3 of them. And really, bottom line, the defense has cost the Red Sox a chance at a series win and maybe even a sweep. 0-1. Kelly at the belt throws, and a fastball misses down and in. You know, Lou, I think with Zach Kelly, who everybody pulls for, wonderful guy, we're getting to the point now, this is 2-3 years where the stuff is too good to give up this loud of contact and walk this many hitters and not be more effective out of the pen. The 1-1 is a strike on the inside corner.
I still say the stuff is too good. You know, it's 97, 98. 2-seam, the changeup off of that, low 80s. Cutter sweeper, but even with 98, they just let it go and don't think about it.
Here's a pitch on the outside corner that's called a ball, and it's 2-2. More bad news for the Red Sox. Randy Rodriguez, who we saw last night, is up in the bullpen. 9-5 Giants. 2-2. Pitch. Ripped into the right field. That's going to sink down for a base hit. Anthony plays it. Actually, Cedon cuts in front of him and makes the play. In the end, it was sort of a looping line drive. Now the hits keep coming for the Giants, and they got 2 on with 1 out for Fitzgerald.
Well, you got a series. 3-3 on this road trip, right? You got a series out in Anaheim. You got to win that series and get to that 5-4 mark on a 9-game road trip. Get back home and start taking care of business, but it starts defensively.
2 on, 1 out. Soft ground ball to short, Stored is second for 1. Relay to first, not in time. So get the middle runner at second base. And with runners at the corners and 2 down, here comes Mike Yastrzemski.
You know, again, it's worth repeating because we praised what this pitching staff was doing for a 10, 12-game period. But the staff is not putting up zeros if guys are making errors behind them. You're not winning ball games if guys are making errors behind them. We can sit here and talk about Bayo was great, 6 innings, 1 run. Well, he gave up 3 because of errors behind him. You know, Giolito was good. He gave up 2 earned. Well, he gave up 4 because of the errors behind him.
1 in, 2 on, 2 out. 9-5 Giants. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, Kelly does have it in his right hand to prevent us, at least in this inning, from seeing Devers hit one more time in this series. 0-1. Kelly sets. He throws down and in. And, you know, when you look back on these games, Lou, to me, it's like the first error is the one that sets things really in motion. The Hamilton play, the one today with Duran and Eaton, it sort of gets things off kilter. 1-1. Pitch. High fly into left field. Eaton coming on. And he's there to make the play. And the inning is over. Red Sox need 4 to continue this game. They'll have to do it against Rodriguez. 9-5 Giants, top 9 after this. Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those 2 socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? my two Red Sox because, there's two here.
To the ninth inning we go. The Red Sox trail 9-5. What a wild day and weekend this has been. David Hamilton is going to pinch hit against Randy Rodriguez, who was phenomenal yesterday as Hamilton swings and misses at a fastball. So Hamilton is hitting for Nate Eaton. New England Chevy dealers question of the day: who will be the everyday second baseman next year? Very narrowly, people voted for Marcelo over Trevor Story as Hamilton checks his swing at a breaking ball down and in. It's 1-1. It's actually pretty even. Myers, Story, and Campbell. As you said, that's layered. We'll figure that out when the time comes. For now, 4-run deficit, the 1-1. Hamilton takes a ball outside, and it's 2-1.
I'd be surprised if we see Campbell at second ever again.
He just does not look like he's comfortable there at all. 2-1. High fastball. He might be an outfielder when it's all said and done. I know he's going to do a lot of work at first base. Maybe that's his position.
Well, you mentioned it, the second base situation, what happens here defensively. It's impossible to be a good defensive team.
3-1. Yeah, that's a strike. It's since
impossible.
Pedroia, they've not had anybody.
But you cannot be. I mean, I think you're going to have shortstop covered, whether it is Story or Meyer, and they make the plays. You got Cedon in center, Narvaez, long behind the plate. I get it. But you have to be strong up the middle. That is a universal truth in the game of baseball. That'll never change. That ball is about 6 inches off the plate outside, by the way.
Hamilton should be on first. The 3-2. Strike three called. It's not been a good day for Mike Malinsky. Not that that's the difference in the game, but he's had a bad day. So now one down for Rob Refsnyder. I think what you're saying is so true, Lou, and that is everybody talks about shortstop. More balls traditionally get hit to the shortstop. Best athlete, best defender normally plays there. As Refsnyder digs in, 9-5 Giants is Rob. But a huge homer in this game, takes a strike on the outside corner. But in some ways, second base is a more challenging position to play. 0-1 is low. That's not a real conventional take, but like right and left all over the place.
But the thing with second base is, and they've done a better job with this, is you're either starting or finishing every double play.
Yep.
For the most part, unless you go first base to short. But
1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. I just think, look, the best athlete, the best range, the best arm is always the shortstop. That's fine. But the second baseman has got to decide whether to go to his right, to his left, throw to second, throw to first. It's different. 1-2, the pitch is fouled off. In other words, I just think people underestimate how hard and important it is to process all of that as a second baseman.
Yeah. No, second base, again, you have to be good defensively at second, short, center, catcher. Have to be. And it's been a while since you can say that you have been.
The good
And all
news
four.
is you think they do have the personnel to do that. 1 and 2 to Refsnyder is outside. I mean, whether it's Sedan occasionally at second, whether it's Meyer over at second, you think they have some people who can do it. 9-5. Giants lead the Red Sox. 1 down in the top of the 9th. Pitch. Rob pops it foul on the first base side. That was the results of our poll from the New England Chevy dealers. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealers. Find exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado and feature-packed all-new Equinox. Base is empty. 1 down, top 9. 2 and 2 to Refsnyder. Pitch. Shot into left field. That's a base hit. What a pro Refsnyder is. That's a base knock. So that'll bring up Roman Anthony. I would imagine that in a moment here, the Giants would consider getting Camilo Doval up, their closer, although he was wobbly yesterday. But now, in a 4-run game, 1 on, 1 out for Roman Anthony.
And Abreu will be on deck. Remember, Hamilton hit for Eaton. So Abreu, clean outfielder, infielder.
There's Roman, who takes a fastball high for ball 1.
Hamilton can slide to second where Romy is, and then Abreu can take Eaton's spot in the outfield.
You're playing multi-dimensional chess. Yep, Abreu is on exactly right for Gonzalez as strike on the outside corner. It's 1 and 1 to Roman Anthony. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Nissan here to help you save this summer. And the Rogue and Pathfinder. Possibilities are endless. Visit your local Nissan dealer today. Roman pops it foul on the third base side, and it's 1 and 2.
Of course, we're a long way away from worrying about what the defense will look like in the 9th.
That's true.
Down 4.
But I like that you're thinking forward. Why not? Wouldn't you love to have that problem?
Yes.
9-5 Giants. In the top of the 9th, Refsnyder at first. 1-2. Anthony takes the ball. Slider low. What a frustrating day. Weird play at home. 2 huge errors. 2 and 2 to Anthony. Pitch is low. Wow. That looked like a strike at the bottom of the zone. Rodriguez cannot believe it, nor can Bob Melvin. It's 3 and 2.
This was down. 96. Definitely could have been called, but
3 and 2. Pitch is low. That's a great plate appearance by Roman Anthony. You know, part of it, Lou, watching that replay, Patrick Bailey is an awesome framer. I mean, he made that look every bit of a strike, and I give, for the first time today, Mike Malinsky a little credit. He got that one right. It's a walk, and now 2 on with 1 out for Wilyer Abreu. Red Sox with 5 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, 6 left, 9 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left for the Giants. Updated box score brought to you by the Mass State Lottery. Let's make it the best night ever. Grab your friends, pick your numbers, and celebrate the night with Keno and the Mass State Lottery. 18 years older to play. You'd love Abreu to be the tying run here, as he was last night. Instead, 2 on, 1 out for Willie. The pitch, strike on the outside corner. Carlos Narvaez is on deck. I do not think, at least to my eyes, anybody's throwing in the San Francisco bullpen. 0-1. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. It's a pretty center cut, and it's 0-2.
Sometimes you come in and pinch hit, and it's new for Abreu, but any kind of veteran pinch hitter will come in. They want to be aggressive early, right? Get that swing out of the way, whether it's a swing and miss, foul, jump on the first pitch. Very passive approach here.
0-2 to Abreu. 2 on, 1 out. Pitch. Swing at a pop-up foul. On the third base side, especially, Lou, for a guy in Abreu. He is one of those swing-first hitters. And it's not like he doesn't have a feel for the zone, but he does uncork these violent hacks. Yeah. 0-2, the pitch is just outside. Wow. These have been close. That was a ball. And it's 1-2. And you love Narvaez to come up as the tying run. 1-2 to Abreu. 9-5 Giants in the ninth. One down. Pitch. Abreu pops it up. Foul side of third. Over to his right is Schmidt, and on the track he's there to make the play. And the Red Sox are down to their last out.
The kid Schmidt's been impressive. I know they got Chapman on the IL. He'll be back soon, but 4 for 4 here today with a homer and a double. Swung bat real well in this series, that kid.
I think you could totally say that he's been their most important player in this set.
Probably their best hitter here.
All right, here's Narvaez trying to keep this game going. 9-5 and everybody up. The pitch is inside. Slider. Marcelo Meyer is on deck. So, Red Sox really working the order. Abreu in Romey's spot. Marcelo in for Duran, and Hamilton in for Eaton. The 1-0 is swing and a miss. Great slider. And it is 1-1. Two down, top 9. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Narvaez didn't think so, and he never does this. He's been behind the plate all day, and he's saying to Mike Belinsky, that hasn't been a strike all day.
Well, he should know.
Mike has had a tough day, and it started with that call of Abraham Toro. Again, not the reason the Red Sox are where they are, but also true. 1-2 pitch is outside. That was a ball. It's 2-2.
This kid's got a big arm, doesn't he? 99.
Wow.
Good slider. It's impressive.
2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Slider on the outside corner. Ball game over. And the Red Sox lose 2 of 3 in San Francisco. Today, the defense totally let the Red Sox down on a day where they got a ton of big swings. And their first look at Devers in another uniform. They lose 2 of 3 in San Francisco. 9-5 the final. Nissan postgame show next on Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Memorial Day may have passed, but Massachusetts